The money is not in the account.
Yes.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Listen to me, baby.
Reunited, cause we understood.
Yes.
I don't know the rest of the words.
There's one perfect fit.
And sugar.
This one is it. We both are so excited cause we're reunited. Yeah. Hey. We back.
We back.
We back.
And we welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. The table's back. The table's back. Welcome back, niggas.
That's it. Welcome back,
If
Carter.
y'all will lift up all the motherfucking rubble, you will see that you have found us. We are back. Coley,
here.
Naji, Esquire, the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah.
One more time.
We're here.
Been so long.
Hey.
We've been gone.
Hey.
Cause of quarantine. Couldn't come to the railroad, please.
The Rona was trying to kill me,
Jesus.
but I had a
Praying everybody.
Well, I had a good mask. Yes.
Yes.
And some
Okay,
gloves.
and some hand sanitizer.
Welcome back,
back.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is a fantastic Friday out here. We are so glad to be hearing y'all wherever you are right now. Listen to this.
I like that alliteration.
Ooh, you like that? Because sometimes I get it right, baby.
Sometimes you're right.
Friday.
Fantastic Friday, fuckers.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for
We
being
love you.
here and joining us. And we are happy to be here. We're about to have a really good time. Who all over here with me? This your girl, Coley. Who here right now? Who finally made it out of the motherfucking Rona?
Hey, I'm back. This is your boy Esquire. I'm here one more time. I didn't think I was gonna be here, but
I said I wouldn't make it.
yes, I said I wouldn't be here today, but I'm here. What up?
Naji made it out of the rubble and the pregnant wife scandals, and here I am,
Yes.
Oh God.
yet alive.
Was that the first
Yes.
time? Because the last time you mentioned being a father, we edited it out. Is that happening?
Oh yeah, I'm having a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yes, there we go. We hit the right
Hey,
we
baby
struck the record last
Struck it
time.
from the
but
record.
we could do it.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
no,
can
we
do
back.
it.
We back. At this point, like everything's good with him. He's hanging in tough.
Yes.
His mama doing
Yes.
good, so I'm cool with talking about it at this point.
That nigga having a
Yes.
baby.
Hey.
No,
Baby,
wait. Yes.
That fucking Ashanti was my head.
Dumbo, dumbo.
I got this Jones feeling in my bones from
Y'all
a kid.
send your love out there to
baby.
Naji and Mrs. Naji for baby Naji on the way. That's
Baby
what's up.
Naji.
We've been holding that one in for a while, so y'all, you heard it here first, kinda ish.
We tried to tell y'all before we struck from the record. Yeah. You gonna struck me to do nothing. Is that
I'm
what
so
it is?
glad that
Yeah,
y'all
you ain't
niggas
got
are here.
struck me to do nothing. Yeah, because
Got
it was just early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure he got to that first try.
He had to grow to be a grape.
He did.
And then
He
be
did.
an orange.
He was a gummy bear when we talked about it last time.
That's true.
By accident, and
That's
now
true.
he's like a fucking melon somewhere.
Yes.
The nigga wild. To be clear.
He'll be here.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you niggas are here. I've been waiting for this all fucking week. I'm so glad.
It's been a long
You know?
time.
I'm grateful.
How many months has it been?
It has been
It's
2
been
months.
like, yeah. It's
and
been,
maybe longer
it's
than that.
been 5 months
What, it was
since you
longer.
went away.
Oh shit! I've heard about that song.
Ooh, yes.
Send me an angel from the heavens above.
God send me an angel.
It was the week of St. Patrick's Day. It was the last time we were all in the same place.
It's been 2 months.
It's been a while.
It's been 2 months,
Yeah.
and I have never gone this long without seeing my friends, except for that when I met Naji and then didn't see him for a long time and then met him again.
Cause he got boot up.
No, it wasn't even that. Why didn't we see each other after that one night of playing spades and drinking fucking creamsicles?
Because I went away. I left the city.
You graduated.
Yes,
That's what it was.
I graduated and left the city.
Oh, y'all talking about way back before?
Yeah, like the original
I'm talking
time.
way back.
Yes.
Got you.
But I'm so glad we're all back here, and we hope that y'all are out there doing well, doing your best, doing the things, whatever it is. We surviving out here. In
Hey,
fucking- in the
shout
shit.
out. Hey, before we get too deep into this shit, shout out to everybody who is making their way through all of this shit. Shout out to the essential workers. Like, I don't want to get too far into this. I'm really excited to see you guys. So I feel some ignorance in my spirit.
Yes.
So before we get to that, I want to make sure that we pay homage and shout out the people who are doing their things. Exactly. Out here doing their thing. All of the different essential workers. I don't know all of you. Keep going. If you look inside your heart, I just want to make sure that you guys know that you are appreciated. We're thinking about y'all. We appreciate what y'all bring to the table. In whatever way you're essential to us. Thank you so much. And here we are.
Or you going past the music a little bit?
As you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to that, and shout out to Mama Esquire. She's an essential worker.
Yes,
as
Mama
a nurse
Esquire.
out here.
Yes, she is.
And she just celebrated birthday. Mama,
Happy
I love you.
birthday!
We love you, Mama Esquire. Happy birthday! Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
All of that.
Happy,
Ooh,
yes.
Happy.
Happy Mother's Day to Mama Esquire. Happy Mother's Day to Mama Coley. Happy Mother's Day to Mama Naji. Happy birthday, happy Mother's Day
Mrs.
to
Naji.
and Mrs. Naji. Everybody, goddamn.
The mothers.
Yes, and shout out to also Nancy. Nancy is also an essential worker, so shout out to her too. She's upstairs right now.
But she's not a mom.
She is not a mom.
She's not a mom. And don't send her no Mother's Day flowers, please don't. You send the Mother's Day flower, we fighting. We are tracking down a return address.
Real quick, I thought that we had this in here, and it was just like we all got different shit going on. We're not gonna deal with Rona like that. But we out here with different shit. Naji's married. I have roommates. Esquire is single. Rona has been like real crazy out here. And like we've been together virtually, but we've been by ourselves or in our different elements this whole time. How has it been?
Jesus. It's been cool. Like, I was telling Esquire a little while ago, I was like, Mrs. Naji been a fucking thug to be pregnant and having a baby.
Yes.
Romeo shit.
Excuse me. That's the same shit. To be pregnant and dealing with a pandemic. It's been really it's a weird time to be pregnant. I'm gonna imagine I'm not actually pregnant myself, but just being around someone who is and dealing with that. And this is also the first time that I've ever been around a pregnancy and from my jizz. So due to that, I need to make sure that I don't know what to expect. So it's been really cool for us to be able to figure this thing out. It's been thug passion in the house, making sure that she's comfortable. Mad pillows and shit.
Hey yo, you.
You know what I'm saying?
You getting bored?
What was the other shit? I'm a slave. What's the slave song that he had?
It's called Slave.
No.
Well, it's called Slave.
It's called
wasn't
Slave.
it?
We're not going there.
We can't go there. That song was so great.
Oh God, Naji.
It was great and terrible. It was good and terrible. But no, it's been really cool over here. Thankfully enough, everything's been cool in terms of the work front. We've both been able to continue working remotely, so that hasn't interfered with anything. Actually, it's been. I hate to sound insensitive, but it's been very beneficial with some of the things that different people are offering.
Yeah.
It's been really beneficial for us in terms of like saving for her being out and all the other different kind of shit. So I'm really thankful for all of that, and shout out to it, everybody who's pushing through.
Yeah, hell yeah. As somebody with roommates, it's been interesting. I work from home. My sister is an essential worker. Nancy, shout out. And we got other things going on in here, but it's kind of like seeing people you don't see. Like I see them, but then like I see them so much more now, which is cool because I'm about to be leaving out of here. I'm about to be out of here.
Hey,
we'll be recording from a new space really soon. So it's like being around my sister a whole lot in these last 8 weeks has actually been kind of fun. Being able to see more of her because I'm always out doing something. So that's been interesting. Being around my peoples like that a little more.
Even though I'm glad to be with ya.
Right. So that's kind of I see a lot of stuff you don't normally see when you're at the house all day. My kitchen table is my work from home space, so that's been interesting. It's like I see everything. What the hell is that? What is that noise? What is that going over there?
That's
Who was
cocaine.
outside?
It's cocaine.
It's the cocaine. Wow.
Cocaine 80s.
Esquire, what about you, man?
Well, you know what? Being a single person in my apartment and not being able to go anywhere is it doesn't feel too much different than me being an only child and playing in my room by myself. So I've had to,
because you couldn't go in your parents' room.
Because I couldn't go in my parents' room. I couldn't sit on the couch and I couldn't sit on their bed. So
not the couch.
It was a lot going on. But look, I mean, it's been kind of crazy because I'm catching up on all these fucking shows. I'm playing my video games and I'm fucking
Bro, I'm out of shows.
Doing all these different things. Wow.
I'm out of shows.
There's no way for you to be out of shows.
No. I'm sorry. I haven't finished Netflix, but I don't know what else to watch.
Okay.
Well,
It's one of those
we'll probably
situations.
we'll be helping you out with that. We can probably figure it out.
Cool. Sorry, as you were.
Oh no, it's just me looking at the walls and talking to myself. I've been in there like
Do you answer yourself when you talk to yourself?
I don't answer myself, but I
said
have been in
myself,
there.
huh?
I have been in there trying to do new choreographs for the Jackson 5 just in case they get back
Yes.
together again.
Please don't do not play with my emotions because
I'm telling you,
I
bro.
need you to send me the drafts.
I'm telling
okay?
you, bro. 5, 6, 7, 8.
dancing.
Y'all remember
It's this machine.
y'all remember on the American Dream? Y'all remember American Dream when Joe had an idea? He was like, "Wait, I got it," and they got it.
They
and
moved all the
it.
tables and shit.
That's what the fuck I be doing at my house. That's what the fuck I be doing. I wake up I'm like, I got it. Except
That's
I'm,
him,
the,
by the way.
except I'm the one moving the shit.
You got the idea and you move the tables. You're all in one.
That's good.
So-
It's been a whole lot of that going on. I'm so glad that we have made it, and that whatever happens, like we out here wherever y'all are, we're out here where we are, and things are kind of changing. And it's just like we'll see what happens.
I got it.
So we're working on ways to
got
move
it.
out of it and kind of exist in all the foolishness while learning and dancing and singing and drinking. Speaking of drinking, what are y'all drinking on now, forever, this last 8 weeks?
Well, I'll start because I've been the shameful one. I haven't really been drinking on shit. I
Good
don't have
for you,
anything
man.
at the house. I didn't feel like standing in line at the ABC store, and the only liquor I have in my house is like sentimental from my uncle passed last year. It was literally a year ago, like a couple of days ago. So, the only thing I have is a bottle of Hennessy Black. It's been sitting in my house
That's
for
the best thing to
2
have.
years.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's the
been
best
there
thing to
for
have.
2
Black
fucking
is
years.
beautiful.
It is. Black of the berry.
Sweeter the juice.
Thank you, co-host. I love y'all. But tonight, I started off with a unnecessarily generous pour of 1800 tequila.
It looks like chlorine, bro.
We have fixed it. It's been
Okay.
fixed. So
Okay.
we started off with the 1800 pour. It's been a very long time. I had 4 cubes of ice, not enough ice for all the tequila I put in there. And Esquire was like, "Bro, are you okay?" And I was like, "It's gonna be okay." Ooh, it's disgusting. And I just poured a little bit of Canada Dry on top of it.
Yes.
Canada.
But as I drank
Yes.
it down, I had a Baja Blast. They finally started bottling them.
I'm about to say, I saw you with it, and I was like, I've never seen that at the
Yep.
gas station before.
It's a newer thing, so they've been bottling.
it's-
so
it's
they had it
more
in the
like at the Taco
cans
Bell, but nowhere
before.
else.
No,
Right,
it's
you
just
had-
at the
you had to
Taco
go
Bell.
to the Taco Bell.
So now they have them in these different things. So I actually bought it. So I'm gonna take a second to shout out one of my homies, Pinky Lee. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that she was cool. So I saw it and I thought about her. So I went and grabbed her a bottle and just like hand sanitize and drop it off at her house because I was like,
considerate.
listen,
Yes.
sometimes when your friends need you, you don't even know it, but you know it. And it's like the Lord be like, oh, that's something that reminds you of them. Take it to him. So you know that's what it was.
You are so illiterate. That's good. That you looking out for her.
I'm just thankful that the Lord led me to the bottle because there were only 3 left and they were
Ooh.
like behind some shit.
Oh,
And I
shit.
still happened to see it when I stopped. I was like, I want a soda before I go,
Yes.
come over here and record. And I saw it and I was like, oh shit. I was like, you know what? I think this would be cool for her. So grabbed it and took it to her. So we thankful for that. Glad she was home because we didn't clear this beforehand.
And you know what? Listening to that, drinking Baja Blast only makes you think about Taco Bell. I would never. I don't know what it tastes like with any other food besides for Taco Bell.
Ever.
At all.
Ever. Because you couldn't get it nowhere but Taco Bell.
Right.
And because of that, I thought it was cool. She can't really drink it, but she got it. That's all that matters.
We see you, Pinky.
And that's all it is.
see you, Pinky. Shout out to you. We
Keep
love
your head
you.
up, girl. And so I've had to dilute my mixture with the Baja Blast.
so
And
that's
where
why
I'm
it looks
at now.
like chlorine.
Indeed.
Gotcha. Okay,
So,
I didn't know what was in there. I was like, that can't be ginger ale. So you have ginger ale, Mountain Dew, and the tequila in there.
there's barely any ginger ale left in this because it was
There
literally
was
like
no room.
a snap.
He
it
had
wasn't.
no room in his cup because he got a little anxious.
I got it.
Yeah. Like fucking Thanos.
I just assumed that was the kind of night we were having, but turns out it was an accident.
Yeah, I haven't poured liquor in a very long time, and I've realized that my pour is off.
Well, first off, you have kids coming,
Just one.
a kid coming. So you
Just
you got other
one.
things that you need to be worried about. So I understand that.
Listen, I can't even blame it on him. It was me being excited to see my niggas I haven't seen y'all in a while. And I realized, I was like, let's do this shit. We about to go out here and record. It's about to be popping. And then I realized when I got past that 4th cube of ice, I was like, ooh, shit, I did too much. But you can't pour it back
No
into the
problem.
container.
You're right. We'll never let you take it back.
So here we are. I'm going to sip it slow. And we out here now. So that's what I'm drinking on. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I'm also drinking it in my Nights at the Round Table Cup. Shout
That's
out
it.
to
Kayla.
Thank you.
We love you, boo. Thank
for
you.
making these dope ass cups. I won't post mine because it looks like I'm drinking pool water. That's not what Esquire wants.
Or Listerine. Or a little bit Listerine.
Oh, Listerine-ish.
It looks
Swish.
Listerine. Or Swish, yes.
Do y'all remember Swish
Yes.
from fucking school?
Yes.
It was so fucking disgusting. And
I love cherry.
I only had one option, and that was the one that looked like this.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Winston-Salem was a different place.
We had cherry and we had the regular one.
Oh, no,
I was
we
like,
didn't have
can I
options.
get cherry?
No, the first time I got options was when they gave us like different breakfast options. That was it. But nonetheless,
Got you.
we out here.
I have not strayed away from alcohol for the last 8 weeks.
Dun, dun, dun. Spoiler alert.
I have been drinking,
still drinking.
this whole time.
Just keep drinking.
I will say that I have drunk less than I thought I would, but tonight I am drinking vodka, Deep Eddies vodka, and club soda
With some
tonight.
party stoppers in there.
I have
Some
a little,
fun stoppers.
a little bit of just a slight fun stopper, because I've decided that I can take it without it. Sometimes it's got to be raw.
That's what she said.
I was about to say, God damn. What
She
is
been in
going on?
quarantine for too
I was about to say,
long.
your quarantine is
So-
real crazy.
Fuck that profile.
I mean, I've been out here. You know, I've been waiting for this night. I've been so fucking excited. I said, what am I going to drink tonight to celebrate my niggas coming back? So excited. We out here drinking now, drinking later, drinking yesterday. That's what Rona means to me.
Yes.
If my niggas say let's link up, if my niggas pass through, say
means to me.
FaceTime, Instagram, Zoom, let's drink, I'm in there. So I'm still doing it. Been doing it. Esquire, what you got?
Like you with the spoiler alert, I have not stopped drinking. You know what? People have decided they want it to be productive, work on themselves during this quarantine, start that business. I realized I probably spent a little bit more in alcohol than what I needed to spend in alcohol because I knew I was going to be at the house. Anybody out there drinking while they're working from home?
Yes.
It's just me. So,
Right here.
Got it. I'm currently drinking on Crown Royal Apple.
Crown
Royal on ice.
That's it.
Crown Royal on ice.
I feel like a little bit of royalty.
Crown Royal on ice.
I feel like a little royalty because we need
Yes.
some black royalty in these days
Yeah, we
and
do.
these times. So I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
you know what? Let me just top it off with a little apple and a little bit of Canada
Canada Dry.
Canada
Yes.
Dry, and I'll be
Yes.
all right. And that's me. I'm
That's
gonna get
it.
out your way. I'm gonna get out your way.
That's good stuff. No, drink that. Whatever you do, drinking or not drinking, it's a good time. We're gonna keep it
I
rolling.
got some drink in my cup.
Yes. The other thing keeping us through Rona, keeping us through life in general, as always, is our music.
Yes.
Niggas, it's been so long.
Me,
What
me.
in the world have y'all been listening to this whole
Do
time?
the find your note. This is your note.
This is your note.
I'll start. Well, here's the thing. I've been listening to quite a bit of stuff that have come out since the last time we've been together. There was a young man that came out that I was excited to talk about, but Rona hit and I had to hold off on it. But I was listening to a young man called Givian,
Yes.
a baritone / tenor who is not ashamed to be a baritone
His
/
voice is
tenor.
So it.
His album is called Take Time.
You sent this to the group, didn't you?
I did send this to
You
the
haven't listened
group.
yet?
We
We
Stay
talked
tuned.
about it.
We'll go
We
back
talked
to this.
about
We'll
it.
go
Stay
back to this.
tuned,
We'll go back to
ladies.
this.
He is a proud tenor.
Yes.
And
Like a Nate Dogg kind of tenor?
Yes.
he probably get a little bit lower than Nate Dogg and owns it.
Don't tempt me.
He's not trying to do a falsetto or nothing. He's just got great music and he's just singing.
Real Lionel Harris, if you will.
He's just being a tenor and singing.
It's much like somebody who like discovered they could sing, but then like didn't bother doing anything else like to fix it.
Yes.
There's like, oh, I can carry a note. It sounds like this. That's cool. I'm gonna keep doing it. I can write well, and the music sounds good.
Yes, it's like,
That's
and
what
this
it
is
sound like.
this is who I am. I'm not changing up for nobody. Givian is really good. He's actually on
Yes.
the new Drake album as
Yes,
well.
he is. He is.
I didn't check the song out, but that album that he put out, Givian, is really good. So that's what I've been listening to, and that's my time, folks.
I was real selfish with my shit. I probably should have told y'all. If you have anything else, feel free to say anything else. Coley over here has been deep into her music repertoire. I listen to a lot of old shit. Lots of old stuff has been getting me through.
Yeah.
All the hits from back in the way or whatever. But new things that have been getting me through. JoJo's new album, Good to Know. Alina Baraz's album, It Was Divine. Party Next Door. And our good friends, Esquire Elevation Worship, put out a fantastic album here recently.
That party next door when that nigga said,
Don't hold your
don't hold your breath. I was like, God damn, nigga.
Yes. There's been a lot of stuff that's been happening. Artists have been super cool. I think 2 of these albums, JoJo's album was released early. Alina Baraz, she put her album out early because everybody has nothing better to do but like sit and wait for it. So if
Right.
y'all are into those type of people, if you like JoJo from way back in the day, but you've grown up a little bit, so does she. Check it out. She got a track on there called "Don't Hold Me, Don't Talk Me Down." That's good, and it's good stuff. That's my rotation. Steady. Stay tuned for the playlist coming. Naji, what you got?
So, okay, so as I was telling you guys a little earlier, I have a tendency to not listen to new stuff without someone like forcing it to me. I fall in nostalgia very, very easily, and so therefore I will listen to a lot of old stuff and be like perfectly fine. For instance, when fucking what's his name? Carl Thomas did a live session a few weeks ago for his 20th anniversary for the Emotional album.
Had no clue.
I sent it to you guys.
I remember Apple Music did the whole 20th anniversary.
I sent the link when he was live. So you may not have got a chance to see it.
So sad.
Gotcha.
And it was the B-side, so he sang like all of his B's. He didn't even get to Summer Rain. Like he was singing all the B-sides, and it was amazing.
Okay.
But stuff like that I really get into. But now, actually, Esquire sent me this album. Is it Nia?
I think it's Nia.
I think it's Nia.
Niia is how you spell it. The album is Le Bella Vita.
Yes.
And when I tell you I have
That
been
thing is it.
bumping that
That
thing,
thing is
whatever
good.
you got,
Good album.
just popping that thing from top to bottom, inside
Yes.
and out. I don't have any notable tracks because I like them all.
Did you ever go back and listen to her with Jasmine Sullivan for
Sideline.
I've been
Sideline?
listening to the same
Also
thing.
next,
all over
Giveon,
again.
and then Sidelines.
I
Yes.
added it. It's added, so it's in the list to add.
If you
to listen
matter of fact, look at the video and
Ooh,
watch
yes.
it and listen to it. That her and Jasmine Sullivan doing that Sidelines, like.
But
that
there's two videos. There's one where they're in the studio, and there's another one that's actual video. So it's got to be the one where they're in the
studio.
hallway.
They're in the hallway. Listen to
Yes.
the one where they're in the hallway. That she's a very good artist. Like
Okay, I don't know what she looks like. I just see her ass on the album cover.
she's
That's
just
all it
a
is.
simple white chick with a bad nose job, and
She's giving you whatever she got.
yeah,
Listen, that shit is that album thumps.
yes, that's a good album.
But
That's
yeah,
a
so
good
I've
album.
been listening to that like nonstop, and if not, because there were some breaks from some podcasts I was listening to, but like music wise, it's just been old shit. Like
Yeah.
whatever can kind of make me feel good in the moment.
That's what I've been doing too. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If it's old and makes you like the good vibes and shit.
Bro, because I found out
yes.
like what really gets me going is the feel of music.
Yes.
And if it feels good, I want to hear it. Even like old
Feels
school.
good.
Exactly. So when Babyface and Teddy Riley did their verses, I was all for it because I was like, this reminds me of good times. I'm all here for it. Of course, John Legend was sprinkled in there because he had so many hits again and again.
It took Teddy and Babyface a couple times to do it,
At least 3.
but they got it.
They
When they
did.
finally got it.
They did. And Spotify has a fucking playlist with the two of them, and that shit is fire.
All the songs that they did,
No, just all the songs that they have done.
all together.
No, yeah, it's
Not together, but
their
you know,
songs.
their songs together.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's what I
Sorry,
mean.
sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it was really fire. So that's my whole thing. Like I like nostalgic music. I really like it.
Yes.
There were
If y'all,
sometimes
if
you
y'all
gotta
not
go
listening to
back.
music and dancing right now, I don't know what you're doing. Because it's a good way to get through.
I
Good way to feel better.
randomly came across one of the songs that my mom used to play when I was a kid and got emotional.
What's the name of it?
It's called Bridges by Brazil 88 and Sergio Mendez. I said something about it to y'all a while back, and y'all looked at me like I had lost my fucking mind. But I didn't tell you guys about what the
Why it meant to you.
sentiment was. Yeah. Because
Well, send it to the thing, or we'll add it to the list what we're going to play when this is over with.
Because at this point, we all gonna be music connoisseurs by
Right.
the time it's all
it's
said
called
and done.
Bridges by Sergio Mendez and Brazil. The album's called Brazil 88, but it's an old song from like the 78. And my mom used to play the album itself back when we were kids, and that was like one of the little Sunday morning dance things. And so I got like to thinking like, oh shit, like I'm about to have my own kid to like dance around with and like make memories with. And I was on the highway, face wet.
Toe up.
Toe the fuck up. But I'm not one of the cute criers that can cry and function. I have to cry in a section. Because y'all were at the wedding.
Yes.
Like, it was like, I gotta get this shit out now because if you don't get this shit out now, it's about to be a problem.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was what happened on 485 at like 2 in the
up.
morning.
It's all good.
It was unfortunate.
Where were you going at 2
I was coming back from a recording from here. It was a while ago, but I've been listening to it
Oh,
since
okay,
then.
okay. I'm about to say,
man.
I'm about to say we been on
That's what's up.
lockdown.
Bro, I've been asleep at like 10 o'clock every night.
Oh yeah.
Not the KTFO.
Well, you've been doing that because we've been on lockdown.
Exactly.
And speaking of lockdown, the gate is locked.
Yes.
The
Wait,
gate is locked.
It's not open?
The gate's not open.
It's enough stuff that's come out of the gate to where we had to put a padlock on that motherfucker. It's too much.
We poured lava on that bitch and
Right.
it's stuck.
It's not coming out.
Stuck.
No.
We're not even about to bore y'all with like the bullshit that might be actually happening out there in the world. Like we're not even gonna do that right now because we're trying to keep Rona out and the good times in. But there's a lot of fun, cool, crazy shit that has happened in the last 8 to 10 weeks for everybody that has been pretty cool. So instead of trashing some shit, we got some good shit going on. We were just talking about Teddy Riley and Babyface. They are one of the great little, like, is it Versus? Is that the
Versus?
Versus.
But it's just with a Z.
Versus.
Because the Z confused me. The Versus, they've been out here, all these celebrities doing battles.
And they had one of the highest.
Yes. They almost, did they hit
celebrity
100,000?
They hit 500,000.
Ooh.
How about
You
500,000?
You look far
They
off.
broke Instagram.
Yeah.
First time
Teddy
trying to
Riley
get
broke
it.
Instagram.
Teddy Riley broke Instagram and his keyboard and his microphone, and Babyface was sitting there like,
I got these hits.
I'm here. Put on When You Believe.
When he mixed "When You Believe" with the song with CeCe Winans,
second time
and
around when that shit worked, that was it.
that was the third time.
That was the third
It
time.
was the third
It
time.
finally worked.
It took
Yeah.
3 times for them to do their stuff.
That's the only time I tuned in. I didn't tune in either of the other times.
Yeah, the third time was when it actually worked, but you couldn't get on it, so I was watching it on someone else showing us what was
Dang.
happening. It was bad.
You couldn't tell Babyface nothing with that crushed velvet
Yes.
And the white
jacket that he was
shirt.
rocking. You couldn't tell him nothing. Ooh.
He had a velvet on both times, like the
Three,
last
all
two
three,
times.
all three
of them?
times.
Yeah,
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
I
One was like
only
green,
think of
And one was like burgundy, and one was black.
Yes. I was like, is that wine, nigga?
That's day and night. I go for broke if I can be with you.
Somebody said that Teddy Riley was, well, they said that Babyface was the songs that you want for your wedding, and Teddy Riley was for
reception.
the
Yes.
reception.
Yes.
I get it.
I also want Teddy Riley's hype man as a person for the rest of my life to get my shit
Oh, you mean the
going.
one with no mask and gloves and
Yeah.
popping
And the
in
Kango.
and just
And the
coming in?
Kango.
What'd you say, Teddy? They can't hear you.
Oh, what?
It's an echo.
Teddy Riley had 45 people there.
Right.
In the midst, and meanwhile, Babyface is by himself because he just finished getting over fucking coronavirus. He and his
Yes.
whole family.
Yes.
And Teddy Riley just popped up in it with a hype man, a fucking professional camera crew.
Teddy
1, 2,
Riley.
3, 4, 5.
Teddy Riley's background changed. Teddy Riley's background changed all 3 times. At one point, he was on a goddamn stage with a microphone talking. Can you hear me? All right, play that next one. I'm like, why
What
are
is that
you on
next week?
fucking stage? I didn't get it.
That
It
shit
was good.
wild.
That shit was really good.
The memes were amazing.
Yes, the way that people clown them, because I didn't watch the first one. I think the first one,
No, they
Esquire and
clowned
I
him.
were
Just him.
We were on a chat in general, and that was happening. We were like, we not dealing with that shit right now. But the way people clowned him that next morning was fucking everything.
Yes.
I was like, y'all not gonna do these legends like that, but this is hilarious.
Ain't clown Babyface.
When you
It's
put
just Teddy.
when you put yourself out there, that's what happens,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But those battles have been really, really great. Hezekiah Walker and
John B. Key.
and John P. Key did one last 2 Sundays ago.
Oh, not a thumbs down.
Thumbs down, bro. It
Thumbs
was good,
down.
yo.
I didn't see it. I was just
Oh,
playing.
yeah,
I say, what kind of Roman
shit
shit
was
is
dope,
this? Kill it.
It was pretty dope. And
And the
tomorrow
baby.
night,
Baby.
get out of here. Tomorrow night, me and Naji's favorites, Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, will be battling it out on Versus.
It's about to be wild.
It's about to be wild, bro. We just had our own little concert for it. We're not gonna dive too deep into that
I'm
because
gonna have a
Esquire
candle
hates
lit.
it. I'm be sitting on a pillow with my titties out.
Okay.
To be very
see
honest
that.
with
With
y'all.
a candle lit too. Just burning your nipples off.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Rizzo.
I
I'll be out there.
I'm trying to figure out how did they get them together? Like, I mean, Erykah
'Cause they
Badu
cool, because
and Jill
before all
Scott.
this bullshit happened in
That's
the world, they
not
were
the same
probably
thing that need to be
friends.
battling each other.
Yeah, it is.
It's they are neo soul
The
at
neo
its
soul
finest.
at its finest. Yeah.
Well,
Like-
one is older neo soul. The other one is
No,
No.
they're not.
new age neo
They're all
soul.
90s and forward.
Yes,
You just don't like Jill Scott. That's all this is you don't like Jill Scott. Like, I don't know what she did to you pre, post,
Yes.
weight loss. I don't know. What did she do to you?
She didn't do anything to me. I would imagine Jill Scott needs to be battling like.
Don't do it.
I-
Don't you fucking do it.
don't you?
I'm just saying,
Don't you
Watch
disrespect.
yourself.
maybe like Amory or something like that. I don't
What?
want. I don't want.
Amory had one fucking album.
She had two.
What's the second one? What's the name of it?
That second one was the one that had.
What's the name
It's
of it?
just one
What's-
thing
that was the first one. That was her first
That
album.
wasn't the first
That
one.
was her second.
No. I'm sorry. Why did we fall in love with her first one?
Yes.
What's the name of the second album?
I don't know what the name of the second one is.
Exactly.
I don't know what
Jill Scott
I don't know
had
what
like
a lot of
6
these
albums.
I don't know what a lot of these albums are called. I just know songs that I like.
Guys, I cannot stand
I just
Esquires.
don't know why they're battling.
God.
I don't know.
They were on the same song. Like there's one song that both of them have done.
Anne Marie and Jill
No.
Scott.
Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, you disrespectful bastard. This is so bad.
Well, you know what? They were talking about doing a Monica and a Brandy.
I'll take that too.
That
battle.
makes sense.
But they don't want to battle each other because number one, they keep talking about, well, who's going to do Boy Is Mine? And people have been telling them, well, you do Boy Is Mine first, and then both of y'all split out to do your own thing. Like let that be the intro song. But they don't want that smoke with each other. Or at least Brandy, I don't think wants that smoke with Monica. They have hits. Both of them have hits.
They do. Brandy also has a song with fucking Whitney Houston she can pull out from the fucking Cinderella shit.
Yeah, she did.
So,
Impossible.
And Brandy's on the track with Gladys Knight and Shaka Khan.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
But it's a lot more young women out there going through with they niggas that's gonna be out there vibing with Monica. I got love.
Yes. So gone.
All over me.
I was gonna say Angel of Mine, but y'all can have all them.
That too.
This y'all catch them if y'all are paying attention out there in the world.
It's at 9 o'clock tomorrow or 7.
Oh, I don't know. I need to look.
Seven?
It's either 7 or 9 o'clock
Yes.
Eastern time tomorrow.
I can tell you.
Either way, I'm gonna be in place and ready.
Don't know what time it's gonna be.
Don't
for it.
be there.
Do not bother me.
That is what's happening out here. Music is like celebrities are doing their thing out there. Another thing, like if you if you're working or not working or just randomly being around in life wherever you are, gas prices, traffic, like the beauty. Somebody took a picture maybe like a month ago of uptown / downtown, whatever you want to call it, Charlotte, and there was nobody on the overpasses.
Like
all you could see was the little. You could see the little light up there on the. Was that is that the Duke Energy building? Whichever building that is.
Yeah.
It was lit up, but there was nobody out, and I was like, "This is wild. This is fucking wild out here."
They showed a picture of like either Seattle or California with the pollution and the smog out there.
Yes.
The difference
Yes.
between a regular day and the pandemic day. And it's like, we're getting some good things. We're saving our fucking planet right now
Yes.
by being quarantined.
We were out here acting up, and the planet was
India
like,
and
no.
China and stuff. They show like what the smog was
The
like.
smog
It looks
lifting,
very
yes.
different.
The animals coming out the woodwork in like Africa and stuff like that. Like, oh, we can get out here now. That's what's up.
Right. We
Coming
can
out.
breathe.
So that's kind of cool. You know, if you're out here traveling around, it's easier to get to point A to point B.
I
right
have
now.
never seen gas prices this low since I was in high school.
Yes, since I first got my car, in South Carolina, shit's like $150, and that shit's bomb.
It's $164 in Fayetteville.
Wow.
Someone
When I
posted a
left.
picture the other day. It was 84 cents.
Where?
I don't know where.
Teleport
And
me
I don't
there.
know when.
Send help.
I don't know how, but a fucking burger
It's about to go down. 84 cents? Where the fuck they give 84 cents gas from?
They may have had one of those situations where you can take a certain amount of money off or whatever. Because like if you go to Harris Teeter or something, you can get amass points and then take off X
It's like
amount of
Costco
cents
gas.
or whatever,
Okay,
something like
gotcha.
that. I'm sure, but
Okay.
still, 84 cents.
84 cents is very low.
I'll take it,
It's been good times.
You putting $5 in your tank and filling up.
and it's
love
spilling out the side.
I love
Yes. You like, it's stopping at 423. What do I do? Like,
Click.
what do I fucking do? Keep going. Keep going.
Another thing that has been great this whole time, great, I guess, for an extrovert like me, it's not good enough, but it has been great. Technology has allowed us to get out here and just really connect with each other in crazy fucking ways.
Yeah.
A shout out to roundtable guest Mila Me, who has put me out on here on the Facebook Messenger, the damn Instagram video filters,
And the house
bullshit,
party.
and the house party.
That bullshit.
like,
And house party.
What did house party do to you?
House party didn't do anything to me until I changed my settings. House party was letting me know people
Let's
who were
just say,
coming into the house.
who in the house?
It'd be like, yes. So like if Nicole jumped into house party, it would say Nicole is in the house. And my phone kept going off when I downloaded the app. And I'm like, why are these motherfuckers running in and out of the fucking house? Like, what? Why has nobody locked the doors on this goddamn house? And like, they would legitimately be leaving, get out of the app, go back in the app, get out of the app, go back in the app. And you keep getting these notifications that they're in the app,
Okay,
which is stupid.
okay.
I turned that shit down immediately when I realized that. But they have been, it's been really cool, I guess, to catch up with people in weird ways. You know, when 5 o'clock hit, call up your people's like, what y'all about to do? Let's have a drink, or let's chat a little bit. Let's play some games online. Let's just fuck around and exist together on the internet. How's that been going for y'all doing that?
I think the technology, and I was talking to one of my other friends today about it. Technology is doing, in my opinion, social media is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing with connecting people and doing it in a way where it's quick, efficient, and easy. Like there's plenty of ways for you to be connected with someone who's across the country or even down the street. And it's like, it doesn't feel like negativity. It feels like we're in this thing together. Like, hey, what are you doing? Let's jump on a call real quick. Let's do a Zoom. Let's do a Skype and let's drink or whatever, yada, yada. This social media feels a lot different in this pandemic than it regularly does.
I will say that I've been on social media like nonstop. Like I just be on it for no fucking reason. Like I'm not doing it's out of boredom. Like, but now I have so much more free time. Like the boredom is like next level. And I'll find myself like going in and out. Like I just left here and all of a sudden I'm back. And it's just like, fuck, like, find something to do with yourself. Like you ain't gotta like, you know, cure no terminal disease, but you gotta do something.
Because nothing else is happening, it's changing. I guarantee you every time you go back, a million other things have happened.
I go back too frequently. That's the problem.
Do you
Nothing
like
has
do
changed.
you like the sour candy too?
Oh, they're sour.
There's night crawlers.
Yes.
Well,
sorry.
I don't mind it.
Naji bought some candy over that was some sour candy, and Nicole straight leaned over and took a piece. It was talking as if she was trying to make a point while still reaching over to get candy.
Oh, hold on, wait.
But she didn't know what she was reaching into.
You know I have a sweet tooth.
Me too. And I had no sweets in so long because I've been trying to do good on this quarantine time and not like buy all the crazy shit.
Quarantine.
But no, I think technology has definitely had some very good wins in all of this.
Yeah.
Even with like the versus battles and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like people have really been using the technology and their different platforms to do a lot of good things. I think it's also been really cool to see how people are like shouting out essential workers. Like Cash App has actually been really cool.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
like Cash Apping these essential workers. Like, look, I know it ain't a lot, but like we just appreciate what you're doing. Like, here's $5-10 or whatever. I mean, you got 100 people want to send you random $10.
Yeah, no, that's what's
a
up.
lot of money. Like, listen, I'll take it.
Well, it's definitely shedding a light on.
I'm not an essential worker, but I'll take it.
On those people in those jobs that you take for granted.
Yeah.
So, like you said, those essential workers, those people who are working in the gas stations or who are working in the
Grocery
food
stores,
stores
yeah.
or who are working in the hospitals, it's just like you're not getting paid not nearly enough to be doing this, but we don't realize that until something like this happens.
A lot of places aren't getting hazard pay, so
Yeah.
they're just getting regular paychecks, risking their lives out here.
risking their lives for $9-8 an hour.
Hell yeah.
Doing stuff. But
So shout out to technology.
shout out to the
Technology and people finding better other ways to connect and be together, because that's been what's up. It's been a good time. With that, I just have like a lot of these celebrities. I have to say this because celebrities have been doing like crazy shit on the internet. We see a lot more of people all the time right now. People like you got your Will Smiths, you got your her has been out here doing cool shit. We love her a lot here at the round
She's
table.
just special.
She has opened up since this pandemic started,
These
because
celebrities
she
are out
has
here
been doing it.
going for it. Like
Like you can
week
see through her
after week.
sunglasses when she talks on her live.
Yes.
That part. What was it? Women with guitars?
Yes, girls with guitars.
Girls with guitars.
Yes. So these celebrities out here during these last couple weeks or whatever, letting us kind of like in their lives a little bit differently than they normally do, which has been, I've never wanted to care about it, but it has been kind of cool. It's just to kind of, they get on there and they just chat and doing whatever at all times of night. They got their hairlines out. Charlemagne the God was out here the other day. His hairline is like receding, but his hair is growing in. And they just out here being themselves, and I think that's cool because that's how
He doesn't have from a fellow non-hairline having person. He has no hairline. His hair grows, but he has no hairline.
But you know what? You also been seeing all these celebrities who have, or at least these celebrity men who have been dyeing their hair, but now they're grayed out.
Yeah.
Because I saw Kevin Hart the other day.
Yes.
And he looks like Father Time. He looks terrible.
They gray.
He looks very grayed
If
out.
you embrace the gray, it works fine.
I saw Kirk Franklin was live yesterday, and he's very gray.
Oh, what people say.
Yes. I was like, that's interesting, but you don't notice it, but you're noticing it now. And I think it's been cool though to see them go live. And
I
see
think the
whatever they
porn
have
makes it
going on.
like turn really dark.
Oh, he's been delivered from.
That just means he doesn't subscribe and pay monthly, but he still goes on to those free sites.
You think he has an OnlyFans account?
I was about to say
He
OnlyFans
absolutely
has
is demon time.
skyrocketed.
You think he has an
Definitely demon
OnlyFans
time.
account that he goes to?
Absolutely, without
Wow.
question. He don't have his his card saved on file, but he definitely got it.
Wow. Okay.
God.
You
His
heard
wife
it.
is pretty. He don't need no OnlyFans. Tammy Franklin is bad.
Okay.
First lady, I said it.
I mean, just because you get a good home cooked meal at home doesn't mean you don't want to eat fast food every once in a while.
Niggas.
You eat McDonald's, don't you?
Yeah. I mean,
We got
it's what
food
it
at the
is.
house.
You smoke crack, don't you? So
Right. I got it. Moves tables.
I'm gonna bypass this one because we already. The mood is good. But things that are important. No.
wait, did you see old boy pulling in the empty boxes for the cameras?
Mike Pence.
Pence, yeah.
Oh God.
They were empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a mic on. It was like, these boxes are empty. He said, can I just take them inside for the cameras?
For the cameras.
Ooh.
I'm like, all right, yo.
And on that note,
That's it.
Let's just leave that on. Let's leave that there. That's all the politics, folks. That's all
That's
the
it.
politics.
Find out for
You-
yourself.
You get enough of it every day. I'm sure you hear it.
Naji mentioned earlier that he finished Netflix.
There's no way possible that you have finished Netflix.
It's bad, bro.
There's no way possible.
It's bad.
We're gonna go through a list of shows for you.
No. So here's the thing. Do you know? Okay, so for
The
me,
Muffin Man.
Yeah.
he lives on Jury Lane.
Yeah, he
Sorry.
does.
I just
But
wanna
for
say
me, I'm the kind of person that I have to be like in a mood to watch a certain kind of show. Like I
Got
can't
you.
just throw on a show and
I'm
just go
actually the
with it
same
from
way.
forever.
I feel you.
And the problem is like I don't know enough about a show to figure out what mood I'm in to be able to watch the show because everything I'm watching is new. No one's telling me, oh, this show is like X, Y, and Z. So what I'm trying to do is fight my urges to go back and rewatch shows I've watched however many times, like Sons of Anarchy and fucking Game of Thrones. Like I'm trying to not do that shit,
I
but
would
like
never go back to Game of Thrones.
if you go back and don't go to the very end, like when you start from the beginning, it makes you like excited about it because there's so much shit that happens
Yeah.
and it's like cool. Now when you get to like season 6, you be like, yeah, I'm done. I don't need no more. I'm okay. Damn sure not 7 and 8.
I think I absorbed enough because I've re-seen those things
This is true.
2 or 3 times already. And I don't necessarily want to
but
go
you'll
I've
be
seen the
surprised.
first
back
like
to
three
the
seasons
again.
twice, three times
I
now.
will say this: do you watch it with subtitles?
No, I hate subtitles.
I hate subtitles as well. However, if you rewatch Game of Thrones with subtitles, there's so much shit that you find out on that you never realized you missed because like people are like whispering things and you don't think nothing about it, but it's like key shit. So if you ever decide to go back and rewatch Game of Thrones, throw on subtitles and just try and like focus on the screen. But like when it gets to those moments where you don't know what they're saying, read the subtitles and go from there.
So, but
But-
I'm gonna reread this show real quick.
Exactly.
Okay.
Top to bottom,
Gotcha.
inside and out. But for me, I've been watching this show called Sirens. Like, okay.
I remember you talking
My
about that.
homegirl watches that.
So I had never heard of it until I was scrolling through Hulu one day and I was like, mermaids? I like mermaids.
See,
Exactly. And I was like, Ariel? And so I started watching. I was like, oh shit, this shit is like pretty cool. But I was able to binge watch 2.5 seasons.
Oh,
so I
dang.
was like so deep into it.
Yeah.
But then now I'm caught up and I gotta wait every week. I'm like, man, fuck. But don't want to pull out. Like, so
Don't wanna.
and that's the trap that you have to be careful of in times like these. Is you have to find the right show. That's what I suffer
Yeah.
with. Is that I will find, and I've done this 3 times here. I've watched 3 separate 10-episode shows that have pulled me in, and then I get to, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean there's no more? And then I have to go and find something else, and I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
What do you say?
What do you mean there's no more? I watched a thing called Strangers on Netflix.
I heard that's good.
That was so good. Outer Banks, I think, was that on Netflix or Hulu? Whichever one was, I think it was on Netflix. And recently I watched Upload on Amazon Prime, which if you're a sci-fi futuristic
Amazon
type
Prime.
person, that shit was pretty fucking dope and got me sucked in. Normally that's not been my kind of thing. But like those are all things that they end after 10 episodes. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that now. But it is well worth the 10 episodes. I've given things random chances that I would not normally give during this time.
Okay.
I'm saving Michelle Obama's documentary for Sunday with my mom.
When is that? Is it, out now?
It came out
It's out.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yes.
Fucking Netflix is about to bring the last Avatar, the last Airbender, and I'm hype. May 15th.
Never seen any of that.
Oh god, it's so good.
I'm sorry, bro.
It's so fucking good.
what I've been on, I don't know. I guess I haven't ran out of things to watch. I just finished Westworld on.
I need to watch
HBO.
that shit. I heard it's good.
It's very good.
Whatever current season is on or about to come on, the preview looks fucking nuts. But
It's
I'm
My
like,
man
do I
Jesse
watch that?
Pinkerton,
Yes, Jesse's in the last season.
Mr.
Or this,
White.
This last season right here.
bitch.
But I watched. I've been watching Suits on and finishing up on that.
I thought about going back and starting Suits again. Should I?
I love Suits.
I've never watched it, but I keep getting notifications
I
about
started it straight from the beginning because I'd never finished up the last 3 seasons. So I went back and finished, and I'm catching up. I have access to your Amazon Prime, so I've been watching Suits based on Amazon Prime.
it. Oh, Najee is glad to give you his access to his.
You know what?
Amazon Prime.
Let's take
Shout out to friends who give you their logins during this
Yes.
How
time.
many of us have them?
Yes.
because Najee has been giving me all that. But what I'm currently sucked into right now is This Is Us. Like I have,
Oh God, your
I
emotions
stopped-
are probably high.
bruh. I am literally being dragged around by my ankles.
Your
around-
emotional ankles.
Emotional ankles. I'm like, the Pearson family cannot be going through this right now. Jack, no.
Pause. I won't listen. America, Pod World, Esquire. I have watched This Is Us. I like it. I like it a lot. I watch it in real time on the on the Hulu. This nigga gets joy out of filling me in on the episodes that I have already seen. But listening to him give commentary on the episodes is like watching them again. He's genuinely confused, befuddled, betwixt, bewildered, and bothered by it.
It's a lot of shit going on. First off, Kevin is my nigga. Kevin is my nigga.
Is William dead yet?
Oh yeah, he's very past that.
Oh yeah, I'm past that.
I didn't know where you were, but I figured
if I wasn't,
because
goddamn
based
it.
off our conversations, I wasn't sure if you were far past that or close or right around that to where you knew it was coming.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
When fucking Randall held his face in the hospital, my face was wet.
You know what? That didn't hit me like that. I was like, oh, he's sick.
Well, you know your father.
Well, it was not in that because I was told when Jack died. When Jack died.
Wow.
And
Well, we knew that was. Well, I know my father too.
we knew
At least I know his
that
name.
was coming, but we didn't know how it was coming because I thought he was going to die in that drunk
and
driving.
It killed me that they drug it out and you never
I thought he
really
was gonna die
fucking
in
knew.
the fire.
Yes.
In the
Oh,
fire.
And
spoiler
then when
alert!
you didn't, you were like, "Oh, it's fine. Everything's okay." Oh shit!
But then you see
Should've been
baby
that
girl.
fucking Mars bar. And
Then
fucked it all
you
up.
see baby girl eating that fucking candy bar. My husband.
Oh, shut up! Stop it. It's fine.
He's like, ma'am.
He's gone.
He's gone. What? No, he was the wrong person.
It's fine. You sure?
He's in there.
Other things that are sad that are on TV right now, people watching. Speaking of sad shit, is Annalise Keating, aka Viola Davis.
Wait. I haven't seen the most recent episode, so please don't
No,
throw me.
this is just sad in general because her fucking hair. Esquire, I was watching Schmurder when Esquire got here tonight.
Not Schmurder.
He said, "What the hell's going on with her hair?" I was like, "Nigga, I don't fucking know."
Annalise Keating looks like she has been electrocuted. Like she put her hand right in the
Like Static
fucking
Shock.
socket. Yes, in the fucking socket.
Annalise Keating she has coronavirus.
She looks terrible.
Oh,
She
God.
looks fucking terrible for that final season.
It's
They-
really bad.
they ran out of money on the budget.
No. I think they had to overshoot the budget to put all that fucking makeup, but make her look that bad. It's really fucking bad.
And it's crazy because
I couldn't see anything else.
I hate that hair. And the thing is, normally, like her wigs are usually fire. Sometimes they're weird, but sometimes they're fired. I'm like, why is she doing this?
This is a joke.
Is this about the virus? Like they couldn't get the
Nah,
wig person there. Like
Shonda wants us to understand that this is the end of her. There's no more of this bitch after this.
Folks, if you haven't seen the last season, it looks like Annalise Keating lost a bet. And they told her for the remainder of this month, you will wear this wig.
Oh, God.
Like this
And it's really bad.
buckwheat
It's so
wig.
bad.
When I tell you
It
that
was
Cicely
crazy.
Tyson's hair looks better than her
Yes.
hair,
Yes.
and she's
Yes.
3,000 years old.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
God.
It's really unfortunate.
And that's exactly why I don't watch that show.
That's just one of the things that I've stayed with it this whole time. So I'm just watching how it is.
Stay with it.
Bro, I'm 20 seasons into Grey's Anatomy, and I can't stop.
Oh no, Grey's
Oh, no,
Anatomy
we're
is the
never-
GOAT always. We will
That shit's got to
always.
stop at some point. It's got to stop at some point because Richard fucking Weber. If something happens, if Richard leaves, I'm done. I don't know how to hold on.
Oh, shit.
There are
Have
three
you
original.
watched-
There are like
have you
three
watched
original
last
cast
time?
members left. Yes, I'm all the way caught up on
Okay,
that one.
okay.
There are like 3 cast members left. There was Richard, Meredith, and because
Bailey.
Karev just left. And who's the third
Bailey.
original? Bailey. Thank you.
Yes.
Bailey.
That's it. Everybody else is gone. Chang, all them motherfuckers is gone.
Not Chang.
Wait, was it?
Her name's
Yang.
Just call it Chang. Chang is gone.
I'm sorry, I got cut off guard.
Chang.
Yang is gone. Like
Yeah.
everybody gone
Got
except
that
for
back?
those three. And so you sit there and tell me that Richard
Spoiler
Weber.
alert, if you're watching Grey's Anatomy right now.
Man, fuck it.
Right.
Catch up.
Chang
If
is
something
gone.
happens to Richard Weber, I can't
They keep
take
fucking with
it.
him. They
I
keep
thought
fucking
he
with
was
him.
done for. I was tore up. I was like, if y'all do this to fucking Richard, I swear
They
to
keep
God,
fucking with him.
I think I text Pink and I was like, fam, let me tell you something right here, right now. If Richard Weber goes, I can't fucking take
If
it.
They keep
Richard
fucking with
goes,
him.
I go.
Exactly. I was in the fucking boardroom negotiating. If this nigga leaves, you no longer have a fan
Shonda,
in me.
look at me. Look
You
at me.
won't have
Put your
a
pen
friend
down.
in
Put your
me.
fucking pen
Well,
down. Don't you hit that button.
No spoiler alert, but the thing you thought was gonna take him out is probably not. Debbie Allen's probably gonna kill Richard before the end of it. Her character's probably
If
gonna
he let
wipe.
her back in the house.
And he was like,
Get the
why are you
fuck
talking
out.
to me? I was like, ooh, shit. Get the hell out.
Whoa! She was like,
Get her out of here.
Get gone.
She was like, Richard, it's
Get
me.
your
Oh,
shit.
you
It's
me,
forgot.
baby.
You
Get your
forgot.
shit.
I didn't forget. Get out.
Bro, she hit him with that fucking stutter. My dear, you do not know me, but I know you very well. I said, all right. All right.
Y'all are wild. There's a lot of shit going on out there in the pie world. Whatever you're watching, like keep watching it. Tell a friend. Give somebody a password because everybody don't have it. That's very important. Togetherness is what we need right now. We're better together. So give somebody a password, whatever it
I
is.
see you, Coley. 2020.
Other things that have been happening
For the culture.
that we've been waiting on out here in the world. Insecure has come back, and that has been fucking great.
Top to bottom.
We've been out here. Esquire and I get together on Sunday nights when it's over to like hash it out and like figure out what the fuck is going on. We so glad about that shit.
I'm never invited to these outings.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Do you watch it on the day of?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I always thought you like watched like the next day.
Either way, you never asked, so you just made your assumption. It's cool. It's cool. It's
Oh,
fine.
shit. Here it
Hey
is.
guys, welcome to the Third World Club. It's just how this goes. It's been quarantined, but some shit never changes.
My head hit the wall.
Boom.
It's cool. Sips tea.
Insecure has been happening, and we're going to take a moment to discuss it with Naji about how it's happening. But Insecure has been
seen
happening,
nothing.
and we love it a lot. And we're going to take a pause to talk about people who are surviving Rona, hopefully. And as we come back, we'll figure out this shit on the way.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? As you may have noticed, our podcast has an amazing cover art. This is all thanks to my brother and number one creative friend, Jay Ballard. Jay is a creative graphic design artist who has created countless logos, apparel, website design for companies, entertainers, and now podcasts. But don't take my word for it. Check out his website. He can be found at jthecreator.com. That's jthecreator.com. And if you like what you see, hit him up at jthecreator.com. Thanks, Jay.
So this shit right here kind of comes at you guys after a very long, intense conversation that we just had off mic about everybody being emotional about different things. This pandemic makes people emotional, and it's
I'll
amazing.
never know.
I'm emotional.
and I can't fucking let go. And so, just thinking about like friendships and thinking about like interaction with one another, like and what we're going through, just in talking to each other, like it makes it really, really.
Oh yes,
It makes
Nice
it makes it
segue.
really clear that like
Yes.
this new season of Insecure is really it hits home in different ways. Because like season 4 has had so many
Already.
different pieces to it. We're not even halfway through, and there's so much shit that's happened, and so much shit that I can relate to just as like an individual.
There's definitely a different tone from the first
Absolutely.
3 seasons. It's definitely a different tone.
Absolutely,
It's more
Actually,
real. I was talking to Miss Nikki Baby earlier this week, and we were like, this season is more real and adaptable, even for us as friends.
It's mature.
It like we were like, this
Yeah.
is like
It's mature.
we had a mature conversation about some shit that didn't matter anymore, but was real for us
Yeah.
because of this season of the show. And I'm like, this is even. I don't think it's hit that close for me ever until this season. So I get that.
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna dive into.
well, I mean, and I think that there's so many places to start off with because I can't remember. So I don't remember exactly what episode everything happened. So I'm not going to say episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, but I do know what happened. And it was at one point when the episode started with Issa saying, "Me and Molly don't really fuck with each other that much no more."
That was the very first episode.
I thought so. I can't remember.
It came in like that.
And the idea of what Issa and Molly were to each other was what everybody assumed that them and their best friend would be. And so to think about the fact that those two, or one person at least saying, "I don't really fuck with her like that no more," like that shit was like, oh, wait, what the fuck? How?
Well, let me ask this. Number one question that everybody has been asking, or that maybe I've been asking that in my heart.
You're part of everyone.
In my heart. Do you feel like on this season, before we dive in deeper, do you think Molly's a hater?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
And I hate to say that about a black woman doing her thing.
You think she's a hater?
She's a hater. She's a self-hater. She's an other hater.
Yeah.
Okay, because where we are right now in the 4th season, first 3 seasons, we had the Lawrence and Issa situation that was trying to play out. We were trying to understand their relationship.
Yeah.
They moved on.
Yeah.
Then it went on to Molly and Issa going on their separate ways and trying to just figure out life.
But also Molly and old buddy. What was the tall nigga's name?
Dro.
Yeah. Molly and
And
Dro.
understanding that dynamic between a married person, open relationship that we think happened.
That
type
wasn't
thing.
actually open.
That
We
we don't know.
You don't
We
know,
don't
but
know.
it kind of the way that he was acting in was season 3. He was when they were all went to dinner together. His wife was there, and he was kind of acting real like standoffish about it all.
He was talking to her in Spanish and shit.
It made me feel as though he sold Molly a bill of goods,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't as open as he may have made it seem. Like you can fuck one of old girl's friends. Like that's a different level of open than that you can fuck another chick, whereas you can fuck my friend.
But a counterpoint to that was, and this is not about going through season 3. Counterpoint to that was, remember when he spent the night over at Molly's spot,
Yeah.
and his phone rang, and he was talking to, I guess,
His wife.
Candace,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, I'm over here. I'm still over here with Molly, or whatever, just kicking it, whatever, yada yada."
yeah.
And before they had breakfast, that's before Molly told him, "Hey, look, if we're gonna fuck, we're gonna fuck. If we'll be friends, we're gonna be friends."
Yeah.
And go from there. So we get some kind of idea that maybe she might have known, but he might have could have been lying and just saying, "I was meeting up with Molly."
There's a lot of ambiguity
Yeah,
with
it's
some of the stuff that they
ambiguity.
put out there, and I think it's on purpose. But like even with
Yeah.
season 4, when we start looking at like the interactions between Molly and Issa, and just how those have kind of like splintered off from other things, like they leave some things out. And I probably want to come full circle by something that the season is over, but like we're not even halfway through the season yet. But like the shit so much shit has happened.
But let's bring it in correct. So we have Molly in this current season,
Yeah,
and Issa. Molly's coming in. She's rekindling whatever relationship that she has with Asian Andrew. Because remember, she like was completely fucking it up in the
Yeah.
3rd season.
Yes.
exactly.
And so now they're working on making things a little bit more serious. And then you have Issa, who is she's quit her job, and she's looking to do things a little bit more differently. She's trying to throw this block party. She's got hooked up with Condola, and Condola is dating Lawrence.
Which she finds out after the fact.
After the fact. Right. So the question is,
Is Molly a hater?
do you think Molly's, just based off of that first episode, do you think Molly's a hater?
Absolutely. And I think that hater with an asterisk.
Before you say that, so in the first episode, spoiler alert, at the end, Molly gave Issa some harsh words where she was just like, "Oh, cool, you working with Condola, she's
shit
dating
to be messy,
Lawrence, you're
whatever."
that's messy, but you always like to deal with mess or whatever, like you operate in mess."
That was
type of
but that was a
things.
little further in. That was like the 3rd episode when she said that.
She said the very first episode.
When they had the meeting at Issa's spot.
They were
No.
they were on the mountain. That was on a was it self?
That was
self-care
past that.
Sunday?
She told on the very first episode they had that mixer.
Yeah, that was past the first. That was a little bit further in. That was like episode 3, I want to say.
No.
Regardless of what episode it was in, my
Anyway,
point is they had some more interactions before that kind of led up to that piece.
Well, no, hold up, real quick, because we just kind of want to correct it. Molly said that to her the first episode. Then Issa came back in the second episode and told Molly some real crazy shit about her and Andrew
on the mountain.
On the mountain.
That was episode 3.
That wasn't episode 3. That was episode 2.
That was 3. It was 3, but it's cool. So actually, my B-dog. I remember now. The first episode was when Molly was talking to her after the mixer, and so I had 3 and 4 mixed up.
Gotcha.
My B-dog.
Okay,
so
okay,
yeah. So
gotcha.
first episode, Molly was hating. Second episode, Issa kind of came back and was like, Molly on the mountain.
Bit of a hater.
Episode 3 was when Issa and Molly were in the grocery store, like, yo, somehow. And episode 4 was the Thanksgiving episode.
Exactly.
Got it. My B-dog. Sorry, listeners.
But well, let's talk about the first episode. So, do you think that Molly was legitimate or being justified in being a hater in that first episode?
I say hater with an asterisk because she's been around Issa for a very long time, and therefore she was able to see different pieces of her. She probably had kind of deduced different things and whatnot, and therefore she came up with her own conclusion. And so what happened was, you've seen someone do something for so many years, you just automatically jump to a conclusion that that's what they're doing now. And so without even knowing Issa's entire situation, she kind of jumped in and being like, oh, you just being messy. You like being messy. When she said, I was like, oh, damn, that was kind of rude. But
no, yeah, like when I watched that, that's what me and Ms. Nick were talking about that the other night, like the dynamic of female friendships. And you want to be able to relate it to friendships in general, but females specifically, as we grow and mature, things happen. And for the two of them, like with females, it's a weird thing that we don't really talk about. Like there's a weird like thing amongst women as we grow and progress, and one of us might be better, quote unquote, than the others or whatever. So Molly, she's a lawyer, she's educated, she's fly, she's dope, she's pretty. She has all her shit together in the way that you would think you should be together in your early 30s.
Okay.
Molly has that. Issa still fucking dope.
She's trying.
But she's a mess. She's a mess though. And someone like Molly, who is always trying to be the best and trying to be better,
and used to taking care of Issa,
used to doing that. So when she sees Issa out here, like actually going after something in a way that she hasn't gone after something in a long time, for what we can guess, based on what we know, it's like there's a part of her, because you can see her like somewhat like glad about it, because she's
like, damn girl, you doing it.
Like, yeah, that's what's up. But then like,
this ain't you.
This not you. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And that shit is what's weird to me. Like when she saying the hateful shit, it's like, why not just be happy for your friend? But at the same time, it throws off the dynamic when you're so used to something. And I, as someone who's been in that role, when you know someone so much for whatever it is, it's like when they throw it off, you have a choice to make in that moment. Molly chose to be hateful.
I think that if Molly would have asked some clarifying questions, it would have gone over a very, very different way. Because when she saw the whole situation, when Issa told her about Condola and Lawrence and all that other stuff, like, she was like, you just like being messy. Like, she didn't even like clarify, like, did you know this?
Ask? Yes.
Did you know, is this like news to you? Because Issa found out probably not that long before fucking Molly found out, but Molly didn't even think to say, how are you dealing with this? Because she's going through something, I'm sure, working with someone to help achieve some kind of a dream that's dating her ex-boyfriend, who she didn't want to break up with in the first place, but he broke with her, because she cheated.
Well, actually, here's, in my opinion, what I saw. Molly couldn't ask clarifying questions because Molly didn't find out about Issa and Condola and Lawrence until she got to the event.
But my thing is, she didn't even like try to like cut her tongue.
Well, hold on. Let me finish my thought though. She didn't find out to the she didn't find out to the event, but remember, she was trying to talk to Issa about her and Asian Andrew at the event before things got really going. But Issa was trying to like, hey, I gotta get the shit together. I got stuff together. I gotta get
but
done.
That's not the time to talk to somebody about your shit when they got something big going on for them.
That isn't. But what I'm gonna tie it full circle. Molly has never been really happy for Issa when she was moving in a different direction.
Correct.
And so Molly looked at it as in my opinion, she looked at it as my situation is a lot more important than what the hell you got going on, because you are still just tied up in some mess right now.
Yes.
Which is what makes me feel she's even more of a hater because of that very point.
And so I wouldn't have expected her to ask any clarifying questions, because when she approached Issa about it, she was just like, oh, Condola is dating Lawrence now. Like she didn't even fucking ask about how it fucking worked out or anything like that.
Yeah,
she was just toe up, and then at the end of the event, she was just like, "Oh, well, you know what? You like to be in mess anyway. Clearly, that's what you like to be in."
And it was like it's just what I thought. Because like at first she's thinking in her head because she knows Issa. One, this won't follow through. She won't finish it. It won't work out. She'll do something crazy to fuck it up, and I'll have to fix it, or we'll need to do something like a Hail
she'll
Mary.
call me and tell me about it later. Yeah.
But as she sees it folding out, she's like, okay, maybe not. But then she finds the message. Oh, and then her pre-existing thoughts are validated. So then she can float in and be hateful about it, and that is where the problem lies. Because then you decide you want to be hateful and start the rift, while Issa's trying to, like you said. You say you can't. It's the wrong time to talk to somebody when they're doing something major. It doesn't mean that it's not important. It doesn't mean Issa doesn't think it's important what Molly's dealing with. It just means that she's super laser focused on something that is important to her, and Molly has decided that it's not as important, and she's gonna focus on the mess to make herself feel better because she's not where she would like to be currently.
And I think that with Molly has always, like you said, like she's like Captain Save Issa.
Yeah,
and Issa always kind of seems to pop up and need Molly. Not necessarily need her, but like Molly ends up just like doing something to like rectify certain situations. And I think that she's gotten so accustomed to that when Issa is doing okay, she comes at it from the lens of, oh nah, something gonna fuck up.
It's gonna fall apart.
Exactly. What the unfortunate part about that is, like, I think that as being a friend, you kind of have to have one foot in the judgment zone, one foot out of the judgment zone when it comes to your people. Because like, if you come at me with something and you're just like, yo, this is where I'm at. Like, if I hit you with the judgmental piece, it's going to shut you down. And then there's no way else we can go from that. But I have to like put myself and my feelings to the side for a second. And we may be able to circle back to how I genuinely feel, but I may need to figure out what's going on with you first.
Yeah.
And I think that was the hard part with Molly, because she's been so like, just go when it comes to like her interaction with Issa, that she didn't even think to like, what does Issa need in this moment to be okay? She just went, well, what do I need? Because I feel like Molly is really selfish.
Oh yeah, she didn't talk to her daddy for a year. She's selfish as fuck.
Because he cheated on her mother before, like years prior. Her mother stayed. Like, that's also another thing I think is very interesting. Like, holding shit against your parent that they did to your other parent, and it's like they didn't do it to you. Like, you may have had some like trickle down ramifications, because that's something I dealt with for a very, very long time, of holding something against one parent because of what they did to the other one. And it's like, honestly, like, it's weird, but it's like, that's not my fight. But it felt like my fight because my entire rearing was etched around that particular fight. And I think that with Issa and Molly's concerned about stuff that doesn't necessarily have to do with her. And the same way she held it against her father, she's holding stuff against Issa too.
But you can hold it. You can say that same thing about Issa and Issa on Molly's tip as well. But number one, on Molly, going back, Molly is holding things against her father that her mother has already forgiven her father for.
Exactly.
And she just found out about. It wasn't like she was going through the situation and knew that was going on. You can get a little more leeway when you're going through that kind of situation, and you're like, you know what? The kids see what's happening. I see what's happening. You know, we're all kind of going through it. She found this out 20-something years later that her dad had a moment with some other chick or whatever. But going back to Issa and Molly, Issa kind of had the same thing with Molly, because it's like you were saying, when you know somebody for so long and you know kind of like how their interactions are, how they're going to react to certain situations, you kind of hold them to that same standard that you saw them yesterday.
Yeah.
When Molly obviously has come up on a situation with Andrew to where the same craziness that another person will look at and say, I got to get up out of here, Andrew stuck around for her. So when she questioned him about, you're not telling me anything about your family, you're not telling me anything about your sister, and type of thing, he reflected on that. It's like, you know what? I'm trying to get to know you. I really like you. You're right. Thank you for pushing me on that type of shit or whatever, yada yada. So Issa, I don't think Issa was being a hater in that moment, but
Molly.
But excuse me, I don't think. Well, no, I'm just saying. And Issa, we're talking about them going back and forth, pushing each other.
Oh, I didn't know we were talking about Issa being a potential hater on Molly. I thought it was just Molly being a hater on Issa.
No. But I can see Issa being a hater as far as like trying to hold her to the same standard that Molly was trying to hold Issa on with her fucking.
Listen, they're both doing it.
They're doing it kind of
which
together.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's just like you're kind of outgrowing what people think of you at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is okay. Like it's literally okay to develop out of what you have done in the past, because there's been bro, if one of y'all niggas held me to some shit that I did when we first met each other, like you would probably not talk to me anymore, because it's like, yeah, he's probably doing that same shit. It's like, nah, he's actually like he's matured a little bit, but like it took time for us to get to that point. However, y'all never came at me on some like assumptions of, oh, I know you doing exactly what you was doing before.
Well, let me ask this, because before we slip too far in, looking at Lawrence and Condola and talking about the whole Issa situation and that triangle, do you think that Issa and Condola could work together, like regardless of where we are right now in the episodes, that relationship could be there, that work relationship could be there?
Yeah,
I think yes. You and I talked about it. I think they totally can, as long as there is transparency. And I think like they, for the sake of cinematic, whatever, they made it all funny and cute and coy and made it seem like it was okay when we found out maybe 2 episodes later that, Issa did have some concerns, which of course you're going to have some, but like they seem to have a relationship that's based off honesty and they can talk about things. So I think as long as they talk about them, Issa and Condola.
Okay.
So
no matter how awkward those conversations are,
like they'll have,
shit. He's mayonnaise on his fucking French fries.
But I think as long as they're having them, it's totally possible. And like, if we just to bring in what the shit we're already talking about with Molly, like Molly automatically thinks that it's not possible because she thinks in things and deals in things that also are messy.
Yeah.
So she likes to eject herself from messy, even though she also does messy quite well. But here it's Issa operating in something that seems messy, but she's willing to push through it because on the other side of it is something that's really important to her. So she's going to push through it and make it work.
That projection is real.
Do you think that Lawrence did the right thing about approaching Issa about the whole don't say anything about me, y'all keep it whatever it's going to be? You don't think he did that? You don't think he did correctly?
Not at all. So my take on that is, Lawrence, if you're with Condola, be with Condola. And if you want something to not happen between Condola and Issa, talk to Condola. Don't talk to Issa about it. Talk to the one that you're with. Because if you talk to the other person, then it kind of adds this level of... So one of the other things that... I can't remember which episode it was, when they were in that coffee shop and they kind of had their like back and forth jokes. Because I was watching one of the after show like wrap ups and Condola was on talking about, they got like inside jokes and they like actually funny. Like you going to Issa to tell Issa to not talk to your current girl about you is just further cementing the interaction that you already have with Issa. Like you need to be cementing the interaction you have with Condola, not Issa. So Issa needs to be on the outside, and if her feelings are hurt, and I think that was also a key piece for showing that Lawrence still cares about what happens with Issa, because he went to her to make sure that she knew to stay away, so that probably Condola don't have to be like, I can't talk to you about this shit no more. Lawrence don't want to talk about it. Issa would probably feel some kind of way about that. So he went to her and was like, hey, just kind of keep, can y'all just keep my name out your mouth, because that's just not working well for us. But it's like, bro, like your issue needs to be with the shit that you're dealing with, not with the shit that you used to deal with.
Yeah, and that, hearing you say that, because I was, and I'm not, not that I'm going to flip my position, but hearing you say it that way is so interesting. But I think that also, because with you being linked forever with someone, I think your opinion on it is also different too. Like it feels different for you.
It would have been that way beforehand. I can guarantee you that.
So it's just like when I hear you say that, like that makes sense to me, but I would have never even thought that. In my head, I'm thinking he was just doing her due diligence, like giving her a heads up, like, hey, that's not really cool. It did, like, do what you do, but like leave me out of it. And I thought that was fine. But hearing you say that like that, maybe it should be the two of them that have a conversation. But he feels more comfortable with these, which also speaks to the dynamic that him and Condola have. It's not as deep as he would like it to be, because he felt more comfortable talking to Issa.
Let me ask y'all something though. If y'all were in a situation and you found out that you had a significant other and they went to talk to their ex about something before they came to talk to you about it for something, would you feel some kind of way?
Wait. Word that again. I'm sorry.
If you were dealing with someone and y'all were, exclusive pretty much, and there was an issue and they went and talked to their ex before they came and talked to you about it, would you feel some kind of way?
Yeah.
To me, that's exactly what's happening here. Because if Lawrence would have gone to Condola and said, hey CC, I need for you, I don't want y'all to be doing this kind of interaction because I feel like it's not good for us. Then I feel like that's him keeping his alliances like known and staying on one side of the fence versus going back to what he's accustomed to. Because there's no way you can tell me that someone, even if they don't know each other, like even if Condola and Issa didn't know each other, if somebody went to their ex to talk about a situation that involves their current, the current is going to feel some kind of way.
I think the only thing that I would differ on you on, number one, I'm with Lawrence for going to talk to Issa only for this specific reason. Number one, they're in a situation where clearly all three of them have never been in this kind of situation before, where you have an ex talking to another person that you're involved with, and then there's business involved.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, I think the fact that at this point, Lawrence is not necessarily tied heavily to Condola in this moment. He's trying to get to know Condola and build something.
Yeah.
He has more of a relationship with Issa than he does with Condola.
He has a past with Issa.
He has a past, but he still has a relationship with her because they didn't necessarily end on crazy terms.
She fucked another nigga.
She did fuck another nigga, but remember when they came back and they talked to each other, they actually apologized to each other and they talked about where they each were wrong in this situation. They talked to each other.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, I don't care if you're talking about my track team. I don't care if you're talking about what I was doing when I was in a relationship. He went straight to Issa as an adult and said, "Hey, look, I want y'all to work together." He talked to Condola as well. Y'all can work together. That's fine. That's cool. Just in case, because he doesn't know Condola's true intentions at this point in the first or second episode. He just knows they're dating, and he's closer to Issa than he is Condola. They're just fucking.
Yeah. Well,
however, whatever that relationship is.
Yeah.
He's telling Issa, "Hey, look, I trust you enough. Don't tell her anything about what I got going on. I want to explore and work with her myself and open up to her at my own pace. Y'all need to be having jokes to be connected to each other, talking about, oh, you remember he puts mayo on fries? Or you remember he does such and such? I don't need any of that kind of shit.
But I don't have an issue with how he spoke to Issa about what he wanted her to do. My only thing is, which one is your priority? Is maintaining your relationship with your ex and not having any bumps in that road your priority, or making sure that your potential current is okay?
I think he was looking at his potential current when he talked to Issa.
I don't. No,
I think he was talking to her.
But the only reason I don't feel that way
It's
is
me.
because if that's the case, then he needed to trust his current to handle it and be like, "Yo, I need you not to do this." And then if she decided to go about and go talk to Issa and they continued, then you kind of see, okay, well, because he didn't even give her a chance to do what he asked her to do. He asked her to not talk to Issa anymore, and instead of just letting her deal with it and like seeing how she went about it, he went and then said, "Okay, well, let me go talk to Issa too," because
but he knows Issa. Issa will blurt something out without even fucking thinking about it,
and that's okay. But like, it would be Condola's job to check Issa in that moment.
No.
Go ahead.
Me. Man, look at niggas out here talking about they fucking listen. Lawrence, and I stand in this. I think he did the right thing because he knows Issa. He's getting to know Condola, and he fully acted in the interest of his current relationship because getting Issa in check, because he and Issa they have a relationship, past, present, future, whatever, because they were together for a long time.
5 years.
They have a thing into infinity. There's always going to be something there with them. So that's that's a situation that he can control. He can't control Condola because he doesn't know her fully. He knows Issa fully. So he says, let me go in, let me talk to Issa. And because they're cool, because they had their conversations, they've gone through their shit, I can talk to her right now and I can get this worked out. I can tell Issa what I need and Issa will comply. And that's good for Issa because she knows, one, Lawrence is here. He kind of cares a little bit. So that's a whole little thing that we can get into later. But like, and she doesn't want to fuck things up for him because she does care.
Yeah.
So she'll do that and she'll comply with his shit, and it helps ease her own personal things of how she should behave and how she should act. So he did that to make sure that he didn't make any new problems for himself, because Issa will fly off the handle and say some dumb shit, or because things will come up that don't necessarily need to come up between the two of them.
And he laid the ground, not cutting you off, he laid the ground rules for how I feel about it. Like Condola and Issa talked about what the ground rules were or whatever, but he also jumped in and said, hey, look, y'all work together. Do some great things. Just don't talk about me and talk about anything that's like building upon what me and Condola are talking about.
And it's
Which
not
I think is fine, though.
It's not taking anything from him and Condola. It's letting Issa know.
It's keeping it strictly business.
Like, I have a thing here, and I don't want y'all, going down rabbit holes about me, because I'm going down rabbit holes with her currently. We having movie nights and popcorn nights. We're going down our own rabbit holes, and I want to save that for us. I'm not keeping anything from her. I'm not trying to be shady.
And we still don't know his middle name. His first name. His first name.
This is for us.
His first name.
But I think that the thing about this, and I promise you I'm not going to belabor this point, but my only thing about all of this is if Lawrence wants to have some form of a future, some semblance of a future with Condola, which we don't know yet because, it's pretty early, you have to, and this is how I would react to it, and it's kind of how I feel about it. You need to see how she's going to react in this situation, because now Issa, and you know how Issa can fly off the handle. She can say whatever she wants to because she's awkward, and that's just what it is, and it's cool. But like, I just feel as though if you want to make a lasting situation with someone, you have to spend more of your time invested into them and let them kind of figure out what they're going to do. Because if Condola decides that she's going to continue to talk to Issa as if nothing has changed about Lawrence, then that should be telling to him of what's going on with Condola, versus, because you can control Issa because you guys have years and years and years in the game together. Control her in terms of like, how she's going to move. So you can kind of like, maneuver her how you want to. But with Condola, you don't know. And unless you're trying to be this blind scapegoat of saying, okay, no matter what happens, I know it's going to work out because like I've talked to the other side that has nothing to do with our relationship. I'll talk to that person to make sure that they do okay. It's like, that's not going to do anything for you in the long run, because who knows if you don't come into another situation similar to this later. Maybe you become friends with one of Condola's exes or whatever, and you don't know it, and kind of how all that stuff goes around, but you don't know how she's going to react because you spent your time going to talk to your ex-girlfriend about how she's going to react. But how she reacts shouldn't impact how you go through your relationship. And that's my only thing with this whole thing, is like, let the one that you're dealing with be the one that kind of steers what happens, versus going to the person that you used to deal with to try to have them to correct it because you know how to kind of push their buttons.
I'm with you on that. If this had not been a situation where they all three were not tied in a situation where she was working with Issa, if she was just like friends with what's Amanda Sill's character, Tiffany. If she was just friends with Tiffany.
Which she was, because that's how she met Issa.
Right. But I'm saying if she was just friends with
Lawrence.
Or met Lawrence. If she was just friends with Tiffany and they just see each other at baby showers every once in a while, that's a lot different than you having a work relationship with someone and you're consistently calling them and working with them and going from there. I think Lawrence did what he needed to do as far as talk to her and talk to Issa to just say, hey, look, just like it's awkward for Condola being awkward and talking to Issa and Lawrence about it, and then Issa feeling like it's fucking awkward talking about to Condola, not necessarily talking to Lawrence, he brought it full circle and just said, hey, look, these are the ground rules. Y'all do what y'all got to do. We're working on something different. I trust Condola. I can trust you. But this is what it is. don't kiki and laugh it up about different, because it's easy to be like,
I see it like that too. Yeah.
It's like easy to be like, well, you know, he missed the bus in 3rd grade, but then that turns into, well, so shit. What does he do when he gets pressured? Well, you know, when he was in 5th grade, he lied about it to his other girlfriend. There's a lot of history there between Issa and Lawrence, to where we don't know Condola's true intentions at that point, to where she could goad Issa into getting some of that information out. And just like when Issa was like, "Hey, do you mean tell her that we fucking met?" No, you don't say anything like that. And Lawrence got the fuck off the phone with her. He was not trying to do anything different when she called him. He was like, "Look, keep it strictly this. You know the ground rules. Get the fuck up out of there." I commend him for that.
I think that he did. I think for what he did, how he did what he did, I think he did a good job of it. I would have just not gone about it in that way.
Okay.
And I think that for all of this, I think that the biggest difference for me is Condola and Issa. Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn it.
There it is. There it is.
Fucking A.
There it fucking is.
My mic tried to run away, guys.
Got
But
it.
I think that for me, with Condola and Issa, starting everything off via a business relationship, it makes a difference to me than versus like they're just starting off as a friendship. Because at the end of the day, Lawrence, you got your girl you're trying to get with, and you told Issa you want this to last. Like that's the legitimate what you said to her, and Issa was like, "Oh shit, like he wants this to work. Let me make sure I don't fuck this up," which I think was cool on her part, but. Their initial or what matters between Condola and Issa is a business relationship. So if you tell Condola, you need to check old girl, and that's just what it is. Like y'all don't need to be talking about me. Like me and you need to talk about me, not you and her need to talk about me. And you would have left it at that, and their friendship may not have flourished because of that conversation. I would have been perfectly fine with that. But I think that what he did was he didn't want to hurt Issa nor Condola, because he realized that Condola and Issa they're building a friendship. And I think he knows that would be really important to Issa, because again, like you said, he doesn't know Condola's intentions or where she is or how she even functions, but he knows Issa really needs some good folk to ride with her, because I'm pretty sure he knows that Molly's a hater and he's been seeing her for a while.
But
and it's just what it is.
We didn't know that at that point. We didn't know that at that point. Well,
No, I'm saying like him as an individual
point.
being around all of Issa and all the shit that she's dealt with, he probably recognizes that if he thinks Condola's a really good person for him to deal with, he also knows that Condola probably going to be a good friend based off of what he knows about her.
Okay.
So he would want someone he cares about, because he still cares about Issa regardless of the whole situation.
Yeah.
He would want her to have a good friend, which is why he wouldn't just cut it off at the head and be like, "Yo, Condola, nah, y'all don't need to be doing this whole kikiing about me and just cut it off. Y'all be business and that's it."
Do you think he should have cut it off at the head?
No. I don't think so that he should have done that. But I think that would have been his way of only talking to Condola.
Okay.
He would have only dealt with Condola if he knew that he didn't care what happened with Issa. Because Condola may have been like, "Oh, Issa, I can't work with you because I'm not comfortable with this." But then he knows that Issa's dreams would have fallen through because that's something that she couldn't have done without Condola. And because he cared about her, he kept it moving. So
he makes that decision, and that's cool. So do we think, based off where they are, because he's trying to preserve the relationship.
Yeah.
He looks like he's doing, for whatever side you're on, he looks like he's doing what he can to preserve what he thinks is good for him and Condola. Do we think that that is even worth it with him and Condola? Because if we look at the Thanksgiving episode, he interjects himself into her life, and then it appears to be not the best idea.
I don't think so. I think that Thanksgiving episode, especially with her friends, it's something about telling your petty ass friends, and they will let an outsider know that they are not
that they're
welcome,
an outsider,
that they are outside, they're not welcome. The fact that her friends treated Lawrence, they didn't treat him in a way of like, "Y'all be nice to him," whatever. They treated him like they all knew a secret, and he was the last one to know.
Because one of her friends said something about like she did say she needs a man like you because of her ex.
Because of her ex, but also they treated him like you're not going to be around too long. Oh, you
fuck buddy.
You fixed the sink. Oh, and you wore that shirt.
That's a nice shirt.
Like they weren't trying to do something as far as if your friend said, y'all be on your best behavior. This is someone that I really like. And I'm really trying to get to know type of thing. They were like, it was almost like, yeah, Lawrence said he was coming. So y'all get to see Lawrence.
Right.
Like, oh, the one you fucking? Yeah. Y'all get to see him.
I think that him interjecting into that whole thing made it even worse because like she didn't have a chance to, because if you want someone to be around you and meet your friends, you'll probably give your friends the heads up.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
like
hell yeah.
the morning of, he in bed, like sex all on his lips. The next thing he was like, oh, I'm coming to you. I'll come to your shit. Yeah, I'll come. And she's like, okay.
Should he have done that?
No.
Do you think he should have done that?
Oh no, he invited himself. No, he should not.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
He should have taken his ass to wherever the fuck he would have gone normally. Like
Yeah,
that was too
exactly.
much.
Or stay home
Because
and eat your dick.
this
Whatever
was
you want to do. You don't need to do all
Friendsgiving,
that.
right?
Exactly.
Friendsgiving. Okay.
Yes.
And she was cool coming to her Friendsgiving alone. She wasn't even thinking about
Hosting,
Correct.
hosting
alone.
Hosting.
And
Friendsgiving.
3 other couples, and she was cool with it.
And we looking at what, a day before Thanksgiving. That means she had zero.
It was the morning
intentions.
of.
The morning of. She had no intentions of inviting him.
None.
So like, yeah, no, he.
When he was talking to her at the end, and linking back to Issa and her, the thing I got from Condola was she doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She doesn't want to disappoint anybody. She wants to make it all work out. Even
Yeah.
if Lawrence is a fuck buddy, she don't necessarily want him to feel like he's just a fuck buddy. She wants him.
She wants the peace. Like I want this to be a thing that's okay, but also she's not saying that, which we find out she's not being transparent about what she wants, or we, as far as we know, they didn't have that kind of conversation. But it looks a lot like they have not been transparent or clear about what they're doing
about
here.
what each of them want.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like she's wanting it to be okay, which is why she's thrown off by how upset he is. Because she's like, well, I thought I was being fine, but then you're like. And anybody does that, male or female, you act accordingly, but because someone wants what they want. So we see a Lawrence who is wanting something different. He's responding differently to everything, even though she's throwing out the complete opposite.
It felt like how in the first season or the second season when Jandena was giving Molly, well, I came because it felt like you needed a win type stuff. Like you seemed like you needed a win, so I invited you to my Thanksgiving thing or my pre-Thanksgiving thing or whatever, my Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
So you needed something to
So
do.
she asked, yeah, sure, I guess.
Come on, let's do it or whatever type thing.
It felt more to me like she invited him because she wasn't opposed to him being there, but it wasn't like she wanted him to be there.
Right.
It's that weird slippery slope of like wanting someone versus not being against it.
If you want to,
No, that
if you
that
don't,
was
if you
mind
want to.
pizza.
that was the
but I don't
behavior of
necessarily want it.
someone who had mentioned him in passing and didn't expect him to be anywhere nearby just yet.
Yeah.
Because
I get that.
they treated him like you said, like he was a stranger or someone who was like mentioned, but like there was mystery around him. So that's why they only use things like his random jokes or his shirt as identifiers, because she has not said anything about him, even though they appear to be connecting on a deep level.
But do you think that there is an issue with her not saying something about Lawrence after him being the first guy she's dated after a divorce?
Sure, because she is. I've never been divorced, but like
Me either.
I imagine that she's just out here trying to find her way and trying to do her thing, and we see that when they get to that pivotal, that moment in the kitchen when they're talking and they're arguing about it. We see that okay, we have maybe different views about what's happening here, and it's not what I intended. I'm enjoying what's happening, but like it's like that weird space of like Are we doing something serious? Are we not? Should I give you more information? Should I not? I don't like.
But we don't. But we also don't know if Condola, what kind of level she played Lawrence up on, and whether it was I'm hanging out with a friend, or this is something serious.
Yeah.
Because the way they were making it seem was Lawrence was nothing serious. And Condola was quick at the end when they had their argument. She was like, well, shit, should I be concerned? You talk to Issa, y'all have your inside jokes and all this other shit. Yeah, we just kicking it,
And that was thrown off defensively too. She did that. That was a defensive move because I don't think she's in it for real. I think she thinks Lawrence is very cool. I think that they're having a really good time, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but they haven't said that.
because they don't have any parameters,
Right.
it's kind of floating.
Right.
They're floating in the abyss of what ifs.
Exactly.
And so you don't know what the other person is actually thinking because you guys don't talk about it because you don't want to talk about it because if you talk about it, it becomes real. And I think that she is a little bit more. Because when she said the whole thing of like not wanting to have a family, he was like, "What the fuck? You don't want to have a family?" And like she didn't mean it that way, but like when she said it, it kind of came to him. He took it as you don't want to get married, you don't want to have no kids, and to her it was just like no, I'm just getting through with a divorce, and I'm trying to figure life out from here. I'm not saying I don't want to do that,
Which we
but like
didn't know about. I mean,
about the divorce.
Can we pay? We talked about this.
I meant to go back and look at.
She said something about being divorced at the beginning.
In the season.
Yeah, when they were sitting at the bar. Like they were sitting at the table, or whatever, and she says something about he says about it. I was divorced. She's like, nah.
Was that this season? Was it last season
She
when they
didn't
were
exist
talking?
last season.
She did exist. She was at she was at the baby shower. That's how they met.
But they didn't talk about them getting into like with each other alone until this season.
But I felt like last
we
season
knew they were dating.
We knew they were dating
like
last
the last
season.
episode.
The last episode.
Yeah.
But I felt like Kelly or Tiffany is her name Tiffany? Mm-hmm. Said something about, oh yeah, they're here. She's here. Whatever. Yeah. I feel like they made mention of her marital status in that season. I meant to go back and look at
They
it.
probably did, but there is a scene where the two of them are sitting at a bar and they're talking because, like, I think it was that she had just finished seeing Issa for something, and then she left, and then that's the first time we saw that. I think it was end of season 3 because she was meeting with Issa, and then she came over, and then we saw that her and Lawrence were meeting for a date, and we were like, "Oh shit!"
That's when that's
and she said something about her divorce, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not worried about that." Unless I had a dream. I have vivid dreams, guys. Unless that was my dream, I really feel like that happened. We can double check it and like
I got dreams.
come back to it and like, talk about it. But like I'm pretty sure that they had that conversation at the bar and he was like, "No, I'm good with that. Like I ain't worried about the fact that you're recently divorced."
And I feel like I know what you're talking about. I feel like I remember that too.
So look, okay. So Lawrence and Condola, probably not. Let's go ahead and wrap Lawrence and his shit up.
Feeding each other these fucking sour
Real briefly,
candy.
Issa and Lauren, then we'll dive into the less important things. But like Issa and Lauren, they come by kids or no? Like we see them on this bullshit. It's been 4 seasons. It's been 3 seasons they've been together, and now they out here sending DMs and shit.
Are they getting back together? I don't know. Do I want them to get back together? I don't really care. I think, and I'm going to say this. I think what the show has showed us from a very realistic black standpoint or even a life standpoint is that this isn't a fairy tale. Like, I felt like it just showed, it started off with, these people have been together for 5 years, but now they're flourishing without each other.
Yeah.
That they're moving on. And there's the whole argument, well, you go off, you learn about each other, you come back together. But life doesn't always work that way.
Nope.
Sometimes it's just we are better apart. We're cool. I know that person. We didn't end on bad terms or however it ended. Oh, that's my nigga or whatever. Yeah. I know that person. And we'll always have that connection that's there.
Yeah.
But it's like we're off doing other things. And like Issa is off growing and she's doing this thing with this block party. Lawrence is off with this fucking technology company.
Looking like a provider.
Well, he wasn't when they were together.
And we don't necessarily know if they would still be doing these things if they were still together.
Because meanwhile, Condola asked him a question I thought was stupid. She was like, well, if she didn't, would you still be with her?
That's a stupid ass question.
That's a dumbass fucking
question. That's a dumb question.
What?
And
why, niggas?
What do you mean? What kind of fucking like hypothetical situation do you ask somebody about?
He never flipped it back on her to be like, well, if your husband or you had never fucked up, would y'all still be together? That's a question.
Lawrence laying on the couch. Okay, picture Lawrence.
He's asleep.
We out here. He's asleep. He's on the couch, right here on the futon. He's doing not shit. Okay? He's going along thinking everything is fine. He has his issues. His issues aren't ignored. He has them, but he's not doing anything about them. Issa cheats. That's what prompted Lawrence to fucking do something different. Lawrence wouldn't have left Issa if she
that means nothing.
Anywhere.
So, but my question to you is,
nothing.
What does that question do for her? Like, what does it do?
No, it verifies. So she knows enough about Lawrence in that moment. I think at that point we can say,
okay.
As far as copying me right now, I wish I could see it. she knows
I'm
at
not gonna
that
do
point what happened between them. So she knows that Lawrence left her only after she forced his hand because she did something that he did not like.
That makes no sense.
So what it does
Go
for
ahead,
her,
go ahead.
what it does for her is it puts it out there like you're with me randomly by happenstance because you would still be with her, maybe even clean up your act.
You want to do it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. So let's be very clear. Everything that happens for a reason. And if the reason it happens is one thing, then that's just what it is. Like, you
Okay,
can't,
sure, but her point remains the same.
No, but the fact of the matter is that's an irrelevant point to everyone, because regardless of if Issa cheated or not, like, they may have left each other for he may have left her for a different reason, but he didn't. So you can't sit here and be like, well, what if she didn't do X, Y, and Z, because we don't have access to that life.
His ass sat on the couch for 5 years letting Issa do what, not for 5 years, however long he was unemployed.
Fam.
He did not say shit.
Fam.
When the show
Fam.
opens up, Lawrence appears to be oblivious to the fact that he is not contributing to this relationship or his life in general.
So if that's the point, then why did he leave?
He left because Issa cheated on him, and she can own that as a woman.
If he has not done anything for this huge span of time, and she has been holding him down, supporting the house, keeping everything in order, and after like years and years and years and years and years, or time and time and time of like him not doing nothing, she broke and made one mistake. Not like she did it multiple times.
We're talking about Lawrence. Lawrence would have stayed
no.
there.
Listen,
And that was Condola's question.
But listen to me.
Would you have stayed with her?
Listen to me, friend. Listen to me.
You not listening to me?
No, I am listening to you. But my point is, we're making it seem as though Lawrence was not complicit in the reason in which Issa did what she did. Mm-hmm. And we're not even considering any of that. We're just saying, yo, what if she didn't do X, Y, and Z? It's like, well, what if you didn't sit on the fucking couch for however long and make her feel like she needed to go find somebody else to do X, Y, and Z?
Yes.
We're not even digging that deep. We went to one point. And the one point was, what if she didn't cheat? But we didn't go back to the phone of like, what if you didn't do something to make her want to cheat? Because you clearly weren't doing anything, and we all know that because we kind of saw that within the show.
Can I tag in?
Please.
Oh God.
Yeah. I hate when you do that.
I want the pod world to know that I literally considered calling my niggas to help me because I knew this moment would come, but I was being considerate of my niggas who were concerned about niggas who had not been out in the pandemic. I have no help right now, and I'm pissed.
Yes.
I did this for you, and now you're coming for me.
Yes.
I'm going to let you do it because here we are now, but I hate it, and I'm actually not listening.
I'm right there with...
She said she's not listening.
I'm right. That's fine. I'll talk to you, Naji.
Cool.
I'm right there with you. That was an irrelevant point that she made.
Irrelevant. It was irrelevant that I needed help, and now you have all the help you need, but I have no help because
that has nothing to do with anything.
I'm not talking about.
He doesn't have help. I just happen to agree with him.
No. I'm talking about Condola. I'm talking about Condola. I'm not talking about you. That was an irrelevant point that Condola made.
I am Condola.
I am Condola. That was an irrelevant. Condola. Stubbs back in the shadows. That was an irrelevant point that Condola made to Lawrence because you can live in your shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
If everything worked out perfectly, then yes, we would not be together. But that's not life.
That's not where we are.
That's not where we are right now. The point of the matter is Issa did cheat.
Yes.
The point of the matter is we had problems with it. We could not work out whether I was sitting on the couch, Issa cheated, or she felt like she needed to step out, or I wasn't being the man that she needed to be.
Correct.
I stepped out, or whatever.
She stepped out.
Or she stepped out. Things didn't work out the way they needed to work out. So why are you focused on how my past should have worked out instead of what we're doing together?
And I will say this:
me and you.
That question could have come up in a different scenario and been taken a very different way.
Yes.
But when you defensively come off and throw on like, well, why? If she ain't do what she did to make y'all break up, would you still broken up?
Especially when he's asking her about how serious you are about the future.
Yeah.
Because he's the reason he confronted Issa was because he was serious about Condola's future.
Yeah.
The reason that he was fixing her sink and showing up at her fucking friend's Thanksgiving
even if she wasn't invited.
Even if he wasn't invited, because he wanted to show that he was serious about moving forward. And if we remember in the second season, what's old girl's name from the bank that kicked him out that was like he was a fuck boy because he wasn't being serious?
Yeah.
He is doing everything the opposite of how he was doing the first and the second season with her. He's stepping up. He's showing up to those fucking events.
Yeah.
He's letting her know that he does care and he's trying to move forward in a serious way. And she comes back with, well, you wouldn't be here if Issa hadn't cheated on you.
To me,
anyway.
that's a cop-out kind of statement because you're fucking right. You're fucking right. We wouldn't be here if Issa and if she didn't fuck that nigga, we wouldn't be here.
Yes.
Cool. But we're here. And what I'm asking you is not about what happened in the past. What I'm asking you about is where are we right now?
Exactly.
And when Condola pulled that card, like you said, because Cole, you even said it was a defensive move for her to bring that up in the first place. And I feel as though you can ask that question in a different scenario. You can't ask that question in defense of someone saying, what are we right now?
Yes.
Well, will we be anything if if she didn't cheat on you? What the fuck does it have to do with the price of tea in China? That has nothing to do with anything.
It has to do with the fact that she knows that they have been talking to each other.
She doesn't know. Only thing she knows about that they've been interacting is like when she saw them in the cafe. She doesn't know about him reaching out to Issa to say, hey, y'all need to stop talking about me. They don't talk, okay, from what we know, they're not talking about that part. So if we are to assume that she does not know that he is talking to Issa to stop talking to Condola about them, then we have to assume the fact that she's just kind of coming to this
Or we
blind.
assume the opposite. So it is what it is.
Okay, all right.
I'm not. That's not. I'm not arguing. It could be the opposite.
Even if we go in that long confusing circle, he was talking to her. Look, that was a long confusing. How we got to that point? He was talking to her about moving forward in their relationship.
Yeah,
he was talking about this is what that drunk girl told me.
That's what happened.
This is what the drunk girl told me.
I was just a fuck buddy.
And I'm thinking I'm somewhere else, and I'm trying to move forward with you. And her whole thing was, you
here for now.
If you, would you be here if you don't just bring that up out of no? You can bring it up in the beginning of the relationship. You can bring it up another time. This point, he's talking about moving forward with you, and I'm here at your friend's giving. What the fuck are we doing? I want to move forward with you. What the fuck is going on?
That was the comment of someone who felt uncertain about the future. So
Which one? Him?
No, Condola. So she's doing all of the thing, whatever's happening. Everything y'all are saying is absolutely correct. No argument there. But we're also looking at her on the other side of it. She is dealing as someone who is uncertain about like how real that is,
and that's okay. That's okay for her, that's okay for her to be uncertain about where they are
as a person who just got divorced.
Yeah, because they haven't discussed where they are and what they're doing, so it's perfectly fine for her to be under those those feelings or whatever. But I think that my point, and I'm assuming what Esquire's point is as well.
Hello,
is the fact that like that statement was irrelevant in the current argument that they were having.
If we take Coley's point before we move to the next question, if we take Coley's point, if she felt uncertain even after that whole thing with Issa in the fucking scene, then she should have spoke up to Lawrence and said, "I don't want you at my thing. I don't think I need you there right now."
She tried not to bring it up, and then she brought it up in the last minute.
Because you remember, if we look on the flip side, when Issa was talking with Molly, and Molly was like, well, I wanted to invite him to Thanksgiving. You think that would have been weird? And I was kind of saying, well, no, you're moving too fast. If you do that kind of stuff, whatever, yada. She told Molly that. If Condola felt that way, instead of trying to please everybody, she should have told Lawrence, I don't want you here right now. I don't think you need to be here right now.
But that's a very, very hard statement to make. When you think that you care about somebody and you want things, you're trying to figure out where it goes. You're not trying to ruffle any feathers. Because at the beginning, let's be clear, you're not trying to ruffle feathers. As much as you can, keep everything like smooth and like easy. You want it to be smooth and easy, even if it's because you're not talking about something and therefore the situation is smooth and easy. She didn't want to have that tough conversation and be like, yo, bro, this is what's happening in my life. I didn't tell you because I don't want you to come there because I'm not ready for that kind of whatever comes from that. And she didn't want to do that. She didn't want to ruffle the feathers, so she kind of left it out. Whereas Lawrence is in a space where he's willing to ruffle everybody's feathers to see what works with he and Condola.
That's true. But still, Condola didn't have any real connection with Lawrence at this point.
No, yeah.
They don't have any real time invested right now. So
in her eyes,
in her eyes,
because she's coming from a different level of commitment than he is,
And right. And she didn't let her friends know that this is somebody that's serious for me. Mm-hmm. She didn't stick.
But he let his ex know that she's serious for him. She
is not as committed as he is. So if you're not as committed as he is, then maybe you should have said, "Hey, look, don't worry about coming this go around. We'll catch up after Thanksgiving. I want you to spend time with your family."
But she also didn't know how committed he was because she doesn't know what he's talking. And we're assuming she doesn't know what he's talking about, how he's talking about her outside of this.
That's
so
true.
All you know
whether she wants him there. We're talking about whether she wants him there, not friends or anything like that.
Of course she wants him there. She just got fucking, from what we know, she's been left by her husband, ex-husband, whatever. So,
but we don't know if she wants him there.
No, here's the woman speaking. She wants somebody there. So a woman who has been left and deserted, from what we know, we find out that she has been left by whoever that person is. So when this person that she's still trying to figure out, because all we know is that she's still trying to figure him out. So we see Lawrence as full intentions. We don't see Condola trying to figure shit out. We see Lawrence working through his shit. So Condola, we don't know. But as a woman, I'm looking at Condola and I see, oh, she's been divorced. So I find okay, well, that makes sense. She's seeing a person that she wasn't really sure about, who is wanting to be a part of something that she didn't think he would want, because in her thought, she's like, oh, we're just kind of here and we're existing. Of course, he's not going to want to do Friendsgiving. That's my thing. I'll do my thing by myself. He has his own life. She's compartmentalizing it because of what she's been through. But then when he puts out there that he's okay with it, she's like, oh, well, shit. Of course she wants to be involved with it. She didn't want to be divorced. She didn't want to be, whatever. Not when I'm talking about divorce, but she's in a place of vulnerability where a man wanting to do a thing she wasn't expecting, but of course she wants it.
So you would not have briefed your friends about Lawrence coming and being like, I care about this person, or this is somebody I'm really serious about.
We're not going to say care. It's just we don't know that's what it is for her. But I'm saying, as a woman, when you see the things that you like, just like anybody else, you see something that you like, and if it pops up and it likes you back, you're going to want it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to put a whole lot of shit on that. I don't need to talk about it for hours. I'm saying.
So you wouldn't have told Nancy. Erase that out. You would have told Nancy, I'm inviting this person over, and if they ask, what does he mean to you? You would have been like, I just want him to be here. I'm not putting a whole lot. I just want him to be here, and let them run roughshod over your friend that's coming over.
I'm thinking that based off what we know, I'm going off what we know, because you're putting it real specific and serious. Based off what we know, if he asked to come, cool. Yes, I would say Lawrence is coming. I like him. I'm not sure what we're doing, but I do like him. That's what it would be, because that's all we seem to know. Okay. It looked to me like they're having a good time, and it caught her off guard that he wanted to go, but she didn't mind him being there, but she was unprepared for him wanting to be there.
I don't mind eating pizza, but it's not that I thought that I wanted pizza for dinner. That's what that whole situation is. When it comes to, do you want somebody there? It's like, you know what? I didn't even think about them being there. Mm-hmm. I don't mind them being there, but it wasn't something I thought that needed to happen. And so, therefore, all of that happened. Now, you could see which I thought they really did a really good job on that episode, because you saw how Lawrence was dealing with his shit from a relationship, his past relationship. You saw how she was dealing with her shit from a past relationship, and they're different, but they're coming about it. You can tell that they're both still raw on their previous relationships, because both of them are like on edge. Ooh, sorry, Mike. Both of them are on edge on how they go about it. Like, he's like, you don't want a family? Like, because he's, thinking about like things not moving forward. And she's like, oh, you still want your ex? Like, you guys need to have a conversation, and y'all refuse to have a conversation.
And not only that, she was on that, I just got out of a fucking marriage. I'm not looking for anything serious right now. You haven't been married.
But she didn't say that she didn't want anything serious.
She didn't say
she was implying, in my opinion, that that's what she wanted.
And based on what her friends were doing as well, because I honestly believe all your friends, even your best friend, can't be on that whole, oh, y'all just fuck buddies type shit. You have not confided in anybody that you actually like this dude and you want to see where this goes and type of thing. Everybody made it seem like y'all just fucking. and that's it.
Y'all niggas is real tore up over Condola Lawrence. Like, I don't know what the fuck going on.
Well, you know what? Enough about Lawrence and Issa and Condola and that whole type of shit. Let's go back to Molly and Andrew. Do we think that they're going to fucking make it?
I don't know. First things first, I just want everybody to know that I've been getting badgered by Coley about my drink not being finished, and she just took a sip of it and realized how strong it was. And I think that now she...
Is that what that was?
I think so. And now she'll leave me the fuck alone.
Like this because you haven't been drinking it. Now it's just like tequila and water.
Coley, you smell shit. you smell shit.
I smell shit.
In a fucking pamper.
I've been drinking the 1800 and ginger ale for the last couple of days, but this has just been like... What is this?
It's not my finest pour, but in terms of Molly and Andrew, unlike Coley, I don't think they're gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna make it, and I think that the both of them have a lot of pain points. Because if you look at like when they were like at
pain
dinner,
points.
PP. Not PPE, but PP.
PP.
When they were at dinner, and he was kind of like, "Oh, man, I figured you was gonna be at work, so I had made plans with my dudes." And she was like, "It's like what? Like, why would you assume that?" Because he's like, "Because every fucking time I'm with you, you gotta work." And so, and then he was kind of like, I don't know where I fit in all this, and she kind of got in her feelings. But one thing I will say is, in a weird way, she stepped up for that quote unquote relationship by denying her friend. Yes. Which I feel as though warranted a conversation. But she felt some kind of way that she and Issa didn't have a conversation beforehand, which is in my opinion, was very apparent with the way that you could see her facial expression when she was sending those messages like, "Do you, girl?" or whatever. And I think that she needed to tell her friend, like, look, this is what's happening between me and him, X, Y, and Z. Because even when it was on the mountaintop that one time, she made it seem like it was just work shit. It's like, nah, that was your dude, like, that you're not talking about. So I feel as though she did stand up for the relationship in that particular point. But I think it's actually going to come down to a point where she feels conflicted about Andrew versus Issa. And then she chooses Issa, which then makes Andrew go away. But then Issa chooses herself, which then makes Molly feel like she didn't get chosen. And that's why they stopped dealing. But that's just a foreshadowing.
Well, technically, she kind of chose Andrew over Issa in this last episode.
Exactly. And I think that what's going to happen is, like, as things evolve, she's going to,
she
and Issa going to have a conversation.
Yeah,
she's going to be like, I'm going to choose my friend, but Issa not going to choose her. And she going to feel some kind of way about it. And she going to say something sideways, and they're going to A-Town stomp and part ways.
What do you think? You think Andrew, Coley, and Molly are going to be together?
I think based off what we know, I would actually give them some runway to take off.
Not runway, like walking down the runway?
Because I think Molly deciding to not to choose Andrew in that moment, I thought that was really big. I actually thought she would do that because I've been seeing Molly wanted this relationship to work. Even when she was acting up in season 3, she wanted it to work. She was just dealing with her own shit about what she thought could work and what couldn't work. So, she's got something special. She and Issa haven't talked yet, and that's what made it a difficult decision to make. If she and Issa had been talking, Issa would have been understanding when Molly said, sorry, I'm not gonna be able to do that because we're in a special place and we're trying to get things done. That's not something I want to do right now.
I don't think Issa kept Molly from talking to her about Andrew. Molly decided not to do that.
The way they had been going back as a woman,
Issa kind of like cut her off a couple of times. She was like, "Oh, where y'all get together? Cool."
They did it to each other. Like they've both been doing the exact same thing to the other person for different reasons, but they both have been like, "I know who you are. I ain't worried about what you're going through right now." And then the other person is reacting because what they're going through is not what they're usually going through. Because Molly's not being messy in this current moment, or Molly's not being like whatever Issa accused her of being when they were on the mountain. And so, which is why she was like, I ain't gonna tell you what's going on with him because you got your preconceived notions, similar to how Molly came at Issa with the preconceived notions. And I think that neither one of them are being they're not being flexible enough to be able to have the conversation about what's actually happening. And because of that, people are just kind of like, I don't really feel like dealing with you feeling whatever way about me. You think what you think, cool, boo, do you. I'm going to come over here and do me.
Go ahead, Coley.
No, that's fine. It's good.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I feel like most of the issue is with Molly needing to talk to Issa, in my opinion. I feel like there's nothing really Issa needs to explain to Molly, and they're trying to come up with a reason for Molly and Issa to talk, besides for the fact that Issa needs to listen to what Molly has to say about how she's feeling right now about with Andrew, because I feel like there's nothing really to say about Lawrence and Condola being there and working and her trying to do her thing because she's still working.
Yeah.
Maybe she needs to talk to Issa now about the fact that Lawrence has been like hitting her up on social media and her talking, and she was just like, you know, we can do our thing like on Thanksgiving, we can speak or whatever. But I feel like Molly has a lot more stuff that she needs to talk to Issa about than Issa needs to talk to Molly about. That's why when that last episode when Molly was going through with Andrew and Issa called her, she was just like, okay, girl, we could talk, whatever, yada, yada. And Issa was like, oh, cool, whatever. Hey, you think you could talk to him about me getting whatever artist to come in or whatever, yada, yada, after the artist dropped in.
But a little bit before that, when Issa called Molly to talk about something and Molly started talking about herself, you remember that one? When Molly was at work and Issa called her, I was like, girl, I just need to talk to you about something. She's like, girl, I'm so glad you called me because I've been, you know, okay, cool. And then she just started talking about her shit. And Issa was like,
But then
okay.
Issa turned around and did it later.
Wait,
Exactly.
that was the Issa, that was what we were talking about.
There were two different conversations.
Okay.
So there was one conversation when Molly was at work and Issa called her. She was like, I need to talk to you about something. And Molly flipped it and started talking about herself. And then let's fast forward to when Issa called Molly to check in on whether she talked to Andrew or not. And then Molly was kind of like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Like, it's okay. I'm not doing that. And I feel like neither one of them have actually been hearing the other person for a while now.
Yeah, like they have both they have both been existing in a very fluid, normal dynamic. Like they've been going along in regular like they've been living their lives when things are happening, but because they're so used to each other, they have not been noticing the changes. Or actually, no, they notice the changes, but they're not addressing them because literally that's what it's like when you're an adult. And that's
what's really happening in like, does that really happen in female situations?
That's like as a woman who is a working professional doing things, going through life, I think, and maybe even as any type of adult, like you notice these things and you see the moments when they see like, that's weird, but they keep moving because they have other things going on and it's not the most important thing right now. It's something that might be weird or triggering, but I have something else happening that I need to get to. So it's just adding to a little pile of things that are stacking up, and it gets to a point that we have not gotten to yet where Issa says, oh yeah, me and Molly, we fuck with each other like that. So we don't know how much more adds to that pile, but we're seeing it right now because things are happening and they're just pushing it to the side, and they occasionally say, oh, let's talk about it, or they say little sly things here and there. But that's where the problem starts, because you're living your life, but this other stuff is happening too, and it's important to you, but you know.
Okay, so as a woman and your interaction with other female friends, if you've had a similar situation to this, I'm not sure, but like, how do you go about doing that? Because I know that, for instance, if Esquire and I had a situation where he noticed something about me or I noticed something about him, even if there's something that's pressing, like, we will be a little bit more blunt. Like, yo, you want to try to get over? Can I talk to you for a second? I really want to get this out. Like, is that the same thing like with female interaction? At least from your perspective.
I think that it's nice to think that you would do that.
No, that's what we do. Like, I know for a fact that's what what we do.
My answer to the question is I think that it's nice to think that you would, but
from your perspective, my fault.
Yes, it's nice to think that that's what you would do, and as close as I am to some of the people that I love the most. It's nice to think that that's what I would do. But in that moment, when I have something going on and they have something going on, and we already have this pile of shit that we've been adding to all this time, complete with the the way that I act all the time to this person, or the way that this other person acts all the time to me, all of our compounded shit. And y'all been around me long enough to know and talked about whatever is going on in my life long enough to know that other shit can pile up and make something simple more difficult than it should be.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that's a woman thing. Like we're supportive and we're more compliant as we go along. So we tend to let things go, but things are never really let go. We carry them with us.
You just don't say anything about it at that time.
So I think that's what's happening with them. And for me, when I watch it, I see that happening to them. I've seen it from the very. I saw it last season. This little random things with them, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And that's what catches my eye as a woman. Like the Lawrence shit, the whatever. None of that shit is really catching to me. What catches me is what's going on with them, because that resonates with me.
Okay.
So I think they're dealing with shit differently. And it's gonna pop up and rear its head in a weird, crazy way when they finally realize that, ooh, this other thing is piling up now, and I got to do something with it.
I think it's just so like we started this whole conversation about Andrew and Molly and if they're going to make it, but I think the truth of the matter is like whether they make it or not, that pales in comparison to like the major point of like Issa and Molly and their relationship and their dynamic, because it has so much power over other situations that they're dealing with. Even when you saw Molly talking with Tiffany or Issa talking with Kelly about the other person, like we really want to break down like these smaller segments or whatever. Like, are they going to make it? It's like, nah, bro. But like the truth of the matter is Issa and Molly going to still be able to like come back? They're like the real comeback kids, in my opinion, of if they're going to be able to like make it all work out and kind of see what happens from there. Because like that's like that's the heart of the show. Like Issa and Lawrence, cool. Even Dro and Molly, cool. But like Issa and Molly are like the frack that if they don't work, it's kind of like, damn, this shit gonna be weird.
Well, I think with Issa and Molly, it just personifies with that whole you've known your friend for so very long, and they're coming up on a situation, especially when it comes to like an Asian Andrew or Asian Andrew. Or,
I love your alliteration.
Or a messy situation.
No,
like
that's assonance. Sorry.
Or a messy situation like a messy situation like,
I remember two things from high school English, and that's alliteration and assonance. That's it.
Or a messy situation like Lawrence and Condola. It's just like, I know how you normally react in these last 15, 20 years that we've known each other. So when you do something out of the norm or something that's different, am I able to receive that at that point? And the question is, somebody was asking, they're both moving into a different stage of their life. Are they even going to be friends in their next stages of their life? Like Molly is moving towards a serious relationship, hopefully, and Issa's moving to an actual purpose that she's moving towards.
So, and this is again, as a woman, when I watch the show, all I really see that matters to me is the two of them, because that's something that I identify with, like exactly what Esquire is saying about, you know, and they realize they're in different places. Yeah, they've always been either in sync or one of them has been up a level and the other one was like, cool, go bitch, go. And the one on top has been like, oh, come on, bitch, I got you.
Which is only Molly or Issa.
Yes, and that's a thing too. That's a thing in itself. It's always been Molly up here, Issa down here. Yeah, and that's made a significant difference in how they act. But now Issa has found something that's important to her in a way that Molly didn't even think that she could like focus or project or exist. So that's weird because she's like, oh, wait, she might not need me to save her. She might not need me to like talk her out of something. She's actually doing something that means a damn to her. So do they survive? I like to think yes. As someone who has survived changing adult dynamics with friendships, yes, I'd like to say yes, they can. But communication, which is what we can see they're not having, will be the key. Like they're not talking. And if they don't talk, no, they're not going to survive. We will end up wherever that scene was that we have not seen yet, where he says, "Oh, me and Molly don't fuck each other like that." No, that's how they get there, by not talking, because a lot of things are happening and they're not discussing them because they don't know who the other is anymore. They don't accept that the other person has evolved past who you thought they were.
So it's really important, and I think that, to kind of put a bow on all this fun stuff, I think it's really, really important when it comes to friendships to be able to acknowledge where the person is in their current life, from whatever angle you're coming from, because everyone evolves, and you kind of have to grow with the evolution of your friend and figure out, because truth be told, like sometimes your friendship doesn't belong in the current evolution the person is in, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not like a shot to you or whatever it is. Like I heard something the other day about mourning, like you have to mourn the friendship that you had to acknowledge the friendship that you currently have.
Totally.
And it's
that.
like,
Yes.
I heard, I was like, God damn, like that shit, like that's real, because people change, and it's not because they dislike you or they think they're better than you or anything like that. It's just like we're just in different points in our lives, and that's okay. It's just where we are. But because not all friendships will span the test of time. Now there are some that it's like, yo, like I cry with you on a regular basis. I talk to you about my kid. We gonna be here. You don't have no choice but to be in my life. If you try and leave, we gonna fucking fight, and that's just what it is. But not everybody is like that, and being able to acknowledge that and being okay with like, yo, we just don't fuck with each other no more like that, and it's cool. But that's a very big, it's a big maturity moment that I think that I'm at 32. I'm just starting to realize it's okay to mourn the fact that you and someone else aren't where you used to be, and it's okay.
And that's where they are, and we have yet to find out. We got what, 5? Is there 10? They're 10 or 8 this season.
10.
There's 10, so we got 5 more episodes starting Sunday, to see how well they adjust to what appears to be the new norm. And I'm hoping that it's tied up in a nice bow, that the things work out.
Yeah.
Because I don't see the way both of them tend to fly off or have attitudes. I don't see it going to like nothing. And of course, and for cinematic reasons, of course, they're going to figure out a way to make it tie back. But like,
and they've got like a friend group,
right? So, but it is an important thing to see that, because it's a real thing. Because I've been there. I've been at a point where like you have to decide, like, is this person worth me figuring this out for, or do I just let this pass? And that's where they are. So I think we're going to get to see the fast forwarded version of, oh shit, maybe this person's not here for me. All right, you know what? Maybe they are, and how do we make this work? And that's where I think we're going to get to see a fast forwarded version of that process. And I'm interested to see it because I've been through it. So I want to see it played out on, fucking television.
I think, and give my little take and I'll be done with it. I think, like you said, for cinematic purposes, they haven't had a conversation about where they are right now, what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I think all it's going to take is a conversation, because it's not even anything really serious about what they're dealing with.
Nothing's vindictive at all.
Nothing's vindictive, and it's not anything like really crazy. Like, it's just Issa needs to let Molly know, hey, look, you know what? I've talked to Lawrence. I've talked to Condola. I think this is something that can work. And if it doesn't work, I've got a good contact to help me push me forward to what I'm trying to do. And Molly just needs to let Issa know, hey, look, you know what? I've tried something different. Those things that you told me that I don't need to be doing in my relationship, I've done them. It worked out this way with this Asian dude, instead of me trying it out. Instead of me trying it out with everybody else. Something different is I'm with this Asian dude. I decided to stick it out with him, and I'm just letting him know how I feel about what I want a relationship to be. He can either take it or leave it. It doesn't have anything to do with if I want success or failure. It's for me. Are you going to open up to me? Are you going to bring me in because I want something serious? And go from there. And it's been working out that way. And it seems like that's kind of like what they want to tell each other, but they've always been running to a point where they can't talk right now. So
like they're evolving, and they're afraid of seeing or hearing what the other one has to say about their involvement. Yeah. Because they too, they want out of the cycle. They're still in it, and they're thinking, I have to stay in this cycle to make this friendship work. But you can break out of it. As someone who's broken out of a cycle in a friendship, you can break out of it. We're going to see how they break out of it. I think that's going to be the cool part to see.
It's really important to be able to be uncomfortable in friendships, for the production. Like if you think about like plants, I don't know much about plants, but I've heard about pruning of plants where you start cutting off the dead areas in order for it to grow. And sometimes you have to cut off the dead areas and it doesn't feel good, but it's what needs to be done in order to grow. And sometimes we have to be uncomfortable just to have the conversation to say, this is how I feel. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know I was making you feel that way. Now that I know, I can do X, Y, and Z. Or it may be, oh, that's how you feel? Damn. Well, I'm not changing what I'm doing.
And that's also okay.
It is.
Because it could go either way right now with them. It really could. And it might hurt if it goes in the quote unquote bad way, but it's also understandable if it went that way. And that's just where we are as people in our 30s. Like that's a thing. And I love how this show brings that to life.
Yeah.
Because this could easily be anything. It doesn't have to be this big. We're not throwing block parties, but it could be that big or it could be something small. Like it happens that way as you grow and mature, and you have to make those decisions. And I think they do a really good job at showing the confusion and the funny and the petty. Yeah. And they make it seem, like I said, this has been the most relatable season for me yet. So
do you think Nathan is coming back for the block party?
When he called her, I was like, the fuck? And left her that bitch ass message.
Like no shame to people, no shame or shade to anyone going through whatever we know Nathan was dealing with.
Depression.
Or what we assumed. Like depression, whatever type of things he had going on.
Yeah, I forgot he was dealing with that.
But like, fuck him, no. Because
you don't want him back.
I
want you back.
Let me just make one point before we get the fuck up off this, and I don't want to seem like I'm being harsh. Well, I'm gonna make a prediction. One, yes, I think that Issa and Molly are not gonna be friends for season 5, and then they're gonna figure something out. And by season 6, so I think I'm gonna do for a 6th season. They'll be back because you can't end a series with them two not like talking to each other. That just wouldn't work cinematically, as you call it. However, when it comes to Nathan and the idea of his depression removing him from Issa, to me, and this is just Naji's take.
Okay,
what you do, no matter of why it happened or why it's being done, you have to take accountability for it, and you have to understand that other people don't have to accommodate their lives because of something that happened in yours. And I mean that with all sincerity and respect for people who are dealing with certain things, because depression is not a fucking joke, and it hits you and you don't expect it to hit you, and then however you deal with it is probably the best you can at the time. However, the people that you impact due to your depression, they're not responsible for holding you down through all this other stuff.
Especially if they don't know.
Exactly.
Which Issa had no idea that he was dealing with whatever he was dealing with.
She still doesn't know. She still doesn't know.
Yes, that's true.
Because he talked to her on that voicemail. He was like, hey, I know I've been gone for a second.
Yeah.
I hope your block party works out really well. It's kind of almost like he didn't expect her really to stick around.
So I was cool with how he left the message, because I think him leaving the message was just like, hey, I'm thinking about you. I know you're not required to respond back because I know there's some shit happened between us, and this is what it is. So I appreciated him not being like, yo, call me back. Now, if he keeps calling throughout the rest of this season, I'm like, all right, my nigga, like, you gotta chill the fuck out.
I think he's gonna show up at the block party.
Bro, if he show up at the block party,
I think he's gonna be there.
Coming.
It's gonna be him. It's gonna be Lawrence. It's gonna be Condola. It's gonna be so much drama.
Probably, but I think he's gonna show up to her. He's gonna just be like, trying to be like, talking to her, and she'd be like, what the fuck, yada. And then Lawrence is gonna walk up on them talking, probably, because that's how movie magic works.
That's how it is.
And he's gonna be like, oh shit,
oh, y'all used to
see you're busy. Yeah, no,
my fault.
He's not gonna say. He's like, oh, I see you're busy. Don't worry about it. And then go back to Condola.
That I see you're busy line used to be the greatest shit ever in undergrad.
I see you're busy.
Oh shit, my fault. I see you busy. Like, hey. I hope you all the best. I wish you all the best. I hope you do well.
Don't let me.
I'm gonna get this hot dog.
I see you're busy. I get this hot dog
because it was always a block party with a hot dog when you had that shit happen.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit, you're busy. Oh, my fault. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Hey, bless up. All praises to Allah. Wait, what?
I think that. So I don't know. I think Molly and Issa are gonna work it out. I just don't. Look, we didn't answer this. Do you want Lawrence and Molly and Issa to get back together? I'm sorry, Lawrence and Issa. Naji, go.
No, I don't.
You don't.
No, I think that they will. I think if they do, okay, cool. But I don't necessarily. I'm not like rooting for them to get back together. I think that they have history, and when you have history with someone, that just shit happens. I have exes that I still talk to now. We have history, but like we would never get back together if that's just what it was, because it's not what's good for our lives. But like we may be cool as people, and that's perfectly fine. I think Issa and Lawrence belong as friends.
Yes,
I think they're really good at friends.
What about you, Coley?
I've said it once, I'll say it again. I've always wanted to see a healthy, fully functional Issa and Lawrence. But
He gonna fuck at least one more time before the series is over.
Yeah, he gonna smash that.
He
shit.
gonna best buy that
want it
ass.
to be.
And
I don't want it
if
to
Coley
be
have her
under.
way, he gonna smash her too.
I will be anime.
I don't want it to be under terrible ass circumstances that they do it. But of course, cinematically, it will probably not work out that way. But I do want to see them fully functional, because I think that they work. But we're watching TV, so like you think communication, a little bit of communication fixes Issa and Lawrence, but that's not how TV works. So
I think that they and basically based on what the show says, they've been apart for like a year, some change.
Yeah.
Even though it's been 4 seasons, I think they've been like flourishing and finding themselves outside of each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like the allure of getting back together with an ex or somebody that you're comfortable with, because he's only been with the girl from the bank and what's her name? Condola.
yeah, the threesome, Condola, and
Well, they don't count, but I'm talking about like long term.
Oh,
yes.
the two. Oh,
The girl from the bank and
Only
Condola,
been the
yeah.
girl from the bank, Condola, and so I feel like he's having that allure of going back to what you thought you knew from 5 years ago, and going back to that. Then he ended up in that trap of we probably wouldn't have worked out anyway. Why the fuck am I here?
Yeah.
Type shit. And Issa is sitting up here like she's finding a new position that she wants to go into. She's working on herself. She got a new apartment complex. Like I don't want them to fuck up their growth to go back to. And this is the last topic, and then we'll get finished. I wanted to ask this before. Outside of seeing Issa and Lawrence in this setting where they're not together, did we see in the first season what chemistry they had and why they were meant to be together, or why they were together? Like, did you? Because I remember seeing her and Daniel getting together, and it was like music, and they was like kicking it, having a good time. But I feel like this season truly showed why
They're goofy
they
as
had a connection.
yes, they're
Remember
they're
that couch?
Yes, they're goofy, nerdy. It's just it's simplistic
Yeah.
as fuck with them. It's just like
But it wasn't the couch situation wasn't.
No,
As-
they would be on
Yeah.
the couch talking about stuff, laughing about stuff, thinking about things, brainstorming about stuff. They would have like little moments, but I think that they didn't show us that much in the beginning because they were playing it up for them to leave each other.
To leave each other, yeah.
But I think we are being shown way more now about the chemistry that they have,
Yes.
versus what we saw beforehand.
Well, I talked to I'm getting out of this. I promise I am. I talked to a friend who was like, "Well, I want them to be together because did you see how the fact that they were laid up on the couch together in that first season? They just showed me they were supposed to be together. Is there not a difference between chilling with someone? And
Did your friend listen to the show?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Is there not a difference? Well, I mean, whether you say it or not, I mean, I'm not naming that person. Is there not a difference between chilling with someone and having actual chemistry with someone? And that was the point I was trying to make. But do y'all have insights on that?
no, that's real because as we know, Issa and Lawrence dated for 5 years that we know, and when we meet them, they're chilling on the couch, chilling, and it looks like it's fun, but it's also habitual, and everybody knows what familiarity and comfort looks like.
Monotony.
I can do a lot of things by habit and by nature and be agitated as fuck. So, and we know as time went that that's what was happening with both of them, even, and not in a terrible way. Like even Lawrence, he was discussing with himself. He was agitated with her, whatever was going on. She was agitated with him. So we see the laughter, but we also see what happens when they leave the couch, which is, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck is he doing?
Because the couch represents the happy moments, and sometimes you fall into a happy moment because it's what you know. And not necessarily because you're happy, but it's just what you know to do. Like, well, I ain't seen him, we ain't been around each other all day, so we gonna sit on this couch and we gonna shoot the shit. Even though that may be 1% of your day, but 99% of the day you can't stand the fucking person because of all the different things. But
the right moment right there.
Exactly. But it looks like a very loving, endearing moment, but based on the history that you have that led up to it, to you guys, it ain't shit. But to someone who doesn't have that, it feels like I really want somebody to sit on the couch with and shoot the shit with. It's like, yeah, without having the resentment for them when you're not around them.
And this person was also like, what does it matter the fact that they don't that they don't have things in common? Because I was talking about the whole Daniel situation and how there were things that had them drawing Issa and Daniel drawing to each other outside of Lawrence.
Yeah,
and she was like, it doesn't matter. If they, does it matter if they don't have any particular things? I was like, well, the last thing I want to do is if somebody asks, why are y'all together? My partner just respond, oh, well, we just together. Like, well, we just together. That's really all that. It can't say anything to what draws you to that person, whether it be your personality or how good of a person that you are or whatever. Yeah. It's just, well, nigga, we just together. We watch
hang out
movies.
on the couch.
We hang out on the couch.
Yeah.
Type thing.
It ain't worth it. When it's all said and done, hanging out on the couch with somebody sounds like a lot of fun, and it may be good in the moment, but like when it's all said and done, that moment will pale in comparison to what you actually need to sustain a relationship moving forward.
Which is what they found out.
Yep.
So,
well, you know what? That's enough of Insecure. I think we've delved deep into the
Prentice, whatever his name is, Prentice Issa. Y'all let us know if you need any help with the rest of your fucking seasons, because we clearly have it all figured out.
Didn't we?
If y'all stuck through this whole time, Insecure is still happening. We got five whole episodes to let us know how fucking wrong or right we were. That has been this shit right here. It's been a good time. Stay tuned. Now that we are back in action, you will see some activity and conversation. Feel free to let us know how you feel about it. We're going to see. But we're going to dip out of here and we're going to get into some people who maybe are insecure. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're doing quite well. Maybe they're flourishing.
Who's insecure?
And looking like
Can
providers.
I be your tennis
and then we're going to check out our fucking FUBU moment.
FUBU.
One for us.
One for us.
In our FUBU moment, we mentioned these wonderful individuals earlier in this episode. Our essential workers.
Yes.
Shout out to the motherfuckers doing everything that they have to fucking do right now.
They've paid their dues. Time after time.
We want to give y'all so many shout outs to Nancy, my sister.
They've done their
Mama Esquire, Esquire's mother, people that we know who are out here working tirelessly in this bullshit.
Yes.
We want to thank y'all so very much for being here for us, for our families, for the people that we don't even know, touching lives we will never see. Thank you so very much. Thank you to people who are following the rules. Depending on where you're listening from, your state might be on some shit.
Stop.
Maybe your state's open, maybe your state's closed. We don't know. Do what you need to do. Do your part. To the people who are doing their part to flatten the curve and keep us safe. Because Lord knows we want to be out here living our best lives, but we can't do that unless we stay safe and take care of each other. So shout out to everybody who's helping that happen. That is our food moment.
Yes.
Wherever you are.
And one slide piggyback for the FUBU moment. Shout out to the folks who are making the best of a bad situation out here in this FUBU moment.
That's
shout
good.
out. I got a specific anonymous shout out to my cousin who has been she been doing some big shit during this quarantine time, and I'm really proud of her for finding a way to get it all done and not letting any of this stuff stop her. And like we all said, you don't necessarily have to be productive during quarantine because not everybody needs that in their life. But I must say, she's been holding it down. She knows who she is. So, and when she hears this, she'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So shout out to you. Big ups. Keep your head up. And I'm proud of you. She is indeed an essential worker as well, and I think that she's been fucking killing it doing all this time, and I'm really happy for you. Shout out, girl.
Shout out to cousin Naji. We love you, boo. Also, if I may, if he may ever, he may never, we don't know. Shout out to Benji Bangarang. Y'all, we never gave him a final goodbye. I tried to get him here on the mic. He is flying the coop in the middle of the pandemic. So if y'all ever see Benji Bangarang out there in the world, he's out there somewhere trying to be great. So y'all send him some wishes if you ever see him. Benji P. Newton on the Instagram. Check him out. See what he's doing out there. Cool shit.
I had a friend, and she was like, "Wait, is this Benji?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's him." She was like, "Oh." I was like, "Do you want me to send him a message to hit you up?"
Might be.
She's like, "Stop." I was
ladies.
like, but listen.
Ladies, Benji Bangarang, he's out there. Like I said, Benji P. Newton. Y'all hit him up. He is one of the OGs at the round table. So this is the impromptu, random, unofficial send off because he could not be here himself. He is gone. But we are moving on. We got great things ahead of us. Thank you, Naji, for stepping in like a candle in the wind.
A candle in the wind?
They blow out. I'm not gonna, whatever. She was trying to rhyme. To everybody who's listening who either has a mother, is a mother, happy Mother's Day. Shout out to all of y'all. Mrs. Naji, it's your first Mother's Day. Like, shout out to you. He ain't out yet, but like he damn near here. So
shout out
it works for
Mama
me.
Naji.
Mama Naji, Mama Esquire, Mama Coley. Like, shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. The essential worker mamas. Like
Mama, you know I love you. You know I love you, Mama.
Mama, you're the queen of my heart.
The queen of my heart.
Bitch, your love is like tears from the stars.
Yes, hopefully when y'all hear this, Mother's Day hasn't happened yet, but if it has, happy Mother's Day if nobody told you. This has been a ridiculous comeback episode. We missed y'all. We're so glad that you stuck with us. If you did, of Nights at the Round Table, we back out here getting through Rona. Season 2 is wrapping up. We got one more episode I have for y'all. We've been gone. I know that's weird. It's been crazy, but we've been gone. We got one more episode coming for y'all real soon as we wrap up season 2 of Nights at the Round Table. And we thank y'all for sticking with us. It's been fucking great this whole
Are we
time.
going to do another playlist before we done?
We are.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get a little Rona rhythm playlist, a little find your note,
Dick Cuddler.
a final find your note. We're gonna come out with that as we wrap up season 2. So stay tuned. Check us out on the Instagram at Night Rounds. The Twitter is inactive, but at Instagram Night Rounds.
The Twitter is inactive. It's inactive.
It's inactive.
We get messages, we just don't read them.
Instagram is so active. Hit us on Instagram because we out there and we see that and we see y'all. Talk to us. We talk back. Night Rounds, clt@gmail.com. Let us know what's up. Hit us up. We out here. Businesses, people, whoever wants to be out here. We will soon have a new round table for you to sit at. There's a whole lot of shit going on. But y'all stay cool. Y'all stay safe. My niggas have been out here. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for risking it all. The governor lifted the order so we can come a little closer. Come close to me, babe. You know?
Yes, you will.
Yes. Shout out to our mamas. Shout out to our peoples. We love y'all. It's been another episode of Nights at the Round Table, episode 17, season 2. It's your girl Coley.
It's your boy Esquire.
D. I did do drugs.
That's not
A, I had an attitude. Or I will respect myself.
We're getting the fuck out of here.
B, I will educate.
Y'all wear your masks.
D.
Wash your
Damn, I
hands.
did drugs. Ain't a bitch
has
got
hand
an
sanitizer?
attitude.
Please send
All
some.
that hoe is
Send some.
ratchet.
Nail salons.
Ain't nobody singing
Barbershops.
but me.
Help us out. We'll take
Damn, I
everything
did
we
drugs.
can get.
Ain't a bitch
We love
got
y'all.
an
The round table is
attitude.
full.
Or I
Filling
will
up with
respect
love
that slut.
and light.
E.
We love
Ain't
y'all.
nobody singing but me. Dare, dare.